Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your main man, CD Rome, back with another episode of Watch Your Narrative podcast. And if you have not seen our last few episodes, stop. Please stop and go back and watch. This is top 15, guys. Top 15. The episode that you are now listening to, the episode you're now tuning into, is the top 5 NBA players going into next season. Top 5. So if you have not heard 15 through 11, go back 2 episodes. If you have not heard 10 through 6, go back to the last episode. You do not want these spoilers. You want to hear all of the good content. We want to hear what you guys got to say about the first 15. So if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to it. But guys, right now, this is the cream of the crop. This is the top of the top. The top of the top. Top 5 players. Get ready because it's getting live. Watch your narrative. Yo, 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 it's your main man. Once again, CD Rome. We're back with another episode of Watch Your Narrative podcast. And as I mentioned before, guys, we are talking about top 15 players. Now, this episode is going to be talking about our top 5. So if you haven't heard, I'll tell you now, we took our panelists, everybody came up with their top 15 list of going into, and then we accumulated everybody with scores. And now what you have and what you're about to hear is Watch Your Narrative top 15 players going into next season, guys. Top 15 players going into next season. And just for you guys who may have missed and may have been under a rock, once again, I'll tell you, if you're not ready for these spoilers, please go back and watch the other episodes. But we're going to tell you who the top 15 were. At number 15, Anthony Davis. Number 14, Jaylen Brown. Number 13, Jimmy Bucket Butler. Number 12, SGA Shea Gilgeous Alexander from Oklahoma City Thunder. Number 11, it's the Spider, Donovan Mitchell. And then from 10 to 6, number 10, Devin Booker. Number 9, LeBron James. Number 8, it's Dame time, Damian Lillard. Number 7, with a lot of controversy last episode, Kevin Easy Money Sniper Durant. And number 6, with more controversy, number 6, Luka Doncic. So, guys, let's get in here. Ace Boogie with the hoodie. What's up, man?
Man, what's going on, man? Hey, this list has really did not turn out how I expected it to be, but man, I'm looking forward to this top 5 because somebody's name about to be left off.
Somebody's name is gonna be left off.
Yeah.
Big Wavy. What's up, man? Welcome back. What's up?
What's up, man? I'm still in shock and recovering from the take on my favorite player to ever play the game, Kevin Durant. You know what? I ain't gonna lie, JP kind of eased my feelings by saying it's gonna be hard to justify the players that are coming up in front of him. I can justify three out of the possible five, but the other guys, no.
Well, I can't wait to see. I hope to see somebody myself. J Nell, what's up? Welcome back, brother.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
In what world is Dame Lillard better than LeBron James? That's crazy. But anyways,
So, and welcome
James,
back.
I needed you when you wasn't there.
that's why I see why you kept me out of that last episode, because you know I would have brought that heat. But it's all right. I'm back
ain't
now.
no way.
I'm back now. Though.
I needed you, James.
And welcome back, Hoop Lover. What's up, man?
That's wild.
What's up, fellas? We, hey, we're family, man. We're family.
So
Brothers fight.
while we talking about it, Nell, I'm gonna give you the flow real quick, man. Yo, 10-6, Devin Booker, LeBron James, Dame, KD, Luka. Did we get it right? Did Watch Your Narrative get it right? What you think?
No. No. First and foremost, all right. Luka at 6 is wild.
Insanity.
Crazy.
Yeah. LeBron at 9. Wow.
Yeah, a little too high.
It ain't so much as a little too high. No, it was a lot low. There's no way Damian Lillard in any world, Earth 52, Earth 79, whatever you want to call it. There's no
Spider-Verse
way on Earth. Yeah, no.
Man, he's old. LeBron's old. It's time to go ahead and just understand.
Dame ain't no spring chicken.
Where has Dame
he's springier than LeBron?
What has Dame Lillard done?
Oh, he's done nothing. I'll tell you that.
Okay. All right.
But this
thing that
is
LeBron
not a
did.
Lifetime Achievement Award. It's not a Lifetime Achievement Award.
He actually made the playoffs last year and got to the Western
Did you win
Conference
anything?
Finals. Something Dame hasn't done in like 3 seasons.
Did you win anything?
Okay, well then that's my logic on everything, JP.
Do.
So your whole you know what? Okay, we'll talk about it.
Hey,
I want to see this top 5, man.
Yeah, let's get to it, guys. Let's get to this top 5. I think we've all been so anxious to see top 5. So let's get to it. Number 5.
No.
Philadelphia.
Oh wait. Whoa, who's getting left off?
The reigning, defending, regular season MVP, Joel Embiid. Last season played 66 games, averaged 33.1 points, rebounds 10.2, 4.2 assists, field goal percentage of 54.8%, shooting from the 3, 33%, with a free throw percentage of 85.7, effective field goal percentage of 57.3, PER 31.4, guys, 31.4, with a win share of 12.3. This guy was important. That's why he was, of course, the MVP of last season. Hoop Lover, what you think with Joel Embiid at number 5?
That's pretty accurate. And I got a feeling my top 5 are going to be pretty much interchangeable with throughout this list. Again, it was a projection of what I think is going to happen next season. It doesn't necessarily reflect. I'm going to probably say that 4 or 5 more times tonight through this episode. It doesn't reflect how I feel about these individual players in every case. It's kind of just the context of this list. I think going into next season, it's pretty accurate. It's not exactly where I had them, but it's pretty accurate.
Gotcha. What you think, Nell?
It's right in the ballpark of where I had him. It's a little bit higher than where I had him, but I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, we're talking about the MVP, and during the regular season, I mean, he gives one of these centers that's probably going to be in the top 5 buckets every time they match up. So, as far as regular season go, I feel like this is about where he needs to be.
Mm-hmm. I can concur. I think Joel Embiid MVP. To be honest with you, I think everybody probably could possibly agree with this. I think that even him being at number 5 is probably because of the playoff performances,
Yeah.
because I think we'll be having a
I think
different
it's too high.
if he ended up being the one who held up a trophy or at least got into that conference final, we probably may be having a different conversation. So
Right.
going to you, Wavy, what you think? You said too high?
I think it's too high, honestly. Reason being, this man every year, this is we're going off of one season where he actually put in the work and wasn't that out of shape coming into the season. And was engaged. Joel Embiid is also another player that I don't feel like be engaged like he should be, like he could be every game.
That's fair.
I feel like he's got that Anthony Davis syndrome where if he don't really respect the opponent, if he don't really think, if he think it's an easy matchup, he'll take off and wind up losing. I guess that's how you say it, whatever. Head for the series versus the Hawks. Head for the series versus the Hawks. Like, I feel like he didn't take the Hawks serious and he wound up giving, and I know he had Ben Simmons on his team and Ben Simmons was tripping that season. That still sticks in my head. I just feel like he doesn't have enough of a motor. Like the guys that I got before him on my list all have a better motor than Joel Embiid on a consistent basis. So when I reveal my list, I'm going to get some backlash over one guy that I guess there's enough room for him in the.
He may be in there, man. He may be in there. We'll see.
I don't know. If y'all got John the top 4 players in the league, okay, now come on now. That's not logical. I'm hoping he's on honorable mentions at least. I mean, goodness gracious. But I just Joel Embiid, and this is just me on a, and I factored 5% of personal feelings off Joel Embiid. And that 5% is he just don't do it for me, bro. I just don't see the hype. Like, I watch him and I just don't see the hype. Yeah, you got your 33.1 points per game, you got your 10 boards, you got your 4.2 assists, you got your 54%, 55% basically from the field, you got your 33%, you got your 85% free throw shooter. He got an effective field goal percentage of 57.3. But to me, he's not better than that guy that he gives buckets, because that guy that he gives buckets can actually lead a team, as we've seen, to a championship. You had the same caliber of players around you on the Sixers, because the Sixers we're actually a deep team that can get buckets just like that other centers guys can get buckets. These guys can get buckets. So I really don't see how he's this high. Like, I don't see how he's this high. And I know I'm gonna get some arguments from my Philly guys that I associate with on a pretty regular basis, but he just don't do it for me, man. He's too high.
They may agree with you. JP, what you think?
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, Wavy. He sound
like Charleston White. No.
He definitely needs to be in the top 5. I mean, first and foremost, he's the MVP this season. He could
Jokic was number 8, JP, and he won the MVP.
No, hold on. He was number 8 because you didn't even put him on the list. let's get some things, like, let's put some facts out there, because I feel like that's why I'm here. I'm here for the facts.
No,
Joel Embiid could have easily won the MVP the last 3 seasons, easily, right? So, like, to say that, I mean, no, he really could have. Last season he won it. 2 seasons before, the 2 seasons prior to this season, he was definitely in the conversation, 1 and 2, runner up twice, right? So Joel Embiid definitely deserves to do it. Now, I don't feel like he's the. Actually, I will say this: he's the best overall center in the league.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's asked to do more than what the other center is asked to do, and that's because Joel Embiid is the defensive.
Explain that stance. What does he ask to do?
He's an elite defender.
He's an elite defender. Joel, the other center, who I'm sure we'll discuss, but you just never know with this list. I'm sure we'll discuss, but like I just say his name. Nikola Jokic is not asked to cover the defensive side as Joel Embiid is. Joel Embiid is literally asked to do a lot on the defensive end.
And Jokic plays for a defensive-minded coach too.
Yes.
He doesn't.
But I will say this. Again, I'm hoping that we see his name later on in the list. But Nikola is just, to me, he's got so much more of an offensive load than what Joel does.
Okay,
but Joel Embiid is definitely a top 5 talent. Definitely. I mean, you can't deny the numbers that he's putting up, and also being a defender is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But I will say this: looking at his stats again, it's tough to keep Kevin Durant out of this top 5.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. Like, this is what I always talk about.
Don't be throwing your hand up, Brandon.
Joel.
Oh, that's the same argument I was saying. It was so tough because Kevin
47 games though. That's what I have to be objective. The 47 games is what killed Kevin Durant.
But he could be 1 through 6.
Can I say this real quick though? I'm gonna echo James' sentiments. I'm gonna get close to my mic here. Sorry, I know y'all can hear me, but in what world is Luka Doncic better than Kevin Durant?
Well, I'll say this. I think that for one, like, Luka Doncic he put up numbers, but we're gonna talk about Joel Embiid.
Ooh,
but
Russell Westbrook put some numbers.
Joel Embiid. We're talking about him versus Nikola Jokic. I always kind of tend to go towards the Joel Embiid side. Now, of course, that kind of did change a little bit after watching, what Nikola Jokic did, the run he had. But I think if I was to, but that also is a team thing as well. I think that the surrounding cast, definitely better. Like, who would I rather have Jamal Murray over James Harden?
Yes.
Would I rather have Aaron Gordon over even Tyrese Maxey right now? I'm sorry, I would take Aaron Gordon. I'd
rather have Michael Porter Jr. or Tobias Harris.
Hey, saying from the South. That man said
anybody over PJ Tucker.
Hey, we know saying from the South, bro. That man said Aaron. That's how your grandmama say, Aaron.
So I think that, to me personally, Joel Embiid had a lot less to work with than what Jokic did.
True.
But for what they did do, they needed everything from him, all of it, because they wouldn't have gotten that far without him. So I agree with what Boogie said. Honestly, top 5, there's no question about that.
CD-Rom, can I ask you something?
Yep.
So I know you said that you lean more towards, the type of center that Embiid is.
Yep.
But if you were to start a franchise, would Embiid be your pick? Like, right now, would Embiid be your pick, or will it be the other?
Just those two. Just those two we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm taking Embiid, and it's because of the defensive side of it.
Even with the injury history.
Yeah, it's because of the defensive side of it. Because
He's tripping.
even with the injuries, right? He played 66 games last year. The year before that, he was well in the 60s as well. And he honestly could have been MVP as you mentioned before, as last season and the last 2 seasons. The only reason why is because of a late injury towards the end of the season last year. Mm-hmm. But he still was able to play in the playoffs. This guy's also played with a torn meniscus. That year we're talking about the Hawks, the guy got out there with a torn meniscus. And he's 7'1" with a lot of weight on those knees. So
But let me ask you this though.
Not necessarily durable, but he's tough.
But can I ask you this though? Because see, I feel like with Jokic, like Joel Embiid plays one position, Jokic plays 2. So I feel like Jokic is maybe a little bit more valuable, which I'm sure we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah. Okay, and JP,
with Jokic is going to always be one thing. It's going to be, for one, the defensive side of things, because honestly, this is probably the best Nikola Jokic we've seen, but you've seen the type of team that you have to put around him. You got to really put a stacked team. And I think that Joel Embiid, honestly, let's switch positions. Let's put Joel Embiid in that same spot. Do you think that they win a championship as well?
No.
I do.
You don't think that they beat the Lakers? You don't think that they beat the team?
No, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
He don't pass.
And this is exactly what Wavy's saying. The problem with Embiid, the problem with Embiid is Embiid does not play to his strengths. Embiid is an elite back to the basket player, but when it gets into the playoffs, he rarely does it.
And he starts shooting them threes, JP.
and that in itself is frustrating because he starts playing out of position, which throws off everybody else. He would not, if he was on the Nuggets, it would be more frustrating to watch than anything. Because what he'll do is he'll get in the way.
Yeah,
he will get in the way hanging around that mid-range 3-point area.
I think the only thing that is negligible for me between the two of them, like to me, if I'm a GM and I'm starting a team and those are the two guys available, I can't lose either way. I don't feel like I'm gonna lose either way. But Jokic, only because, like you said, JP, you kind of alluded to it, he's playing two positions essentially. He's a 7'1" point guard.
Right.
He's making elite decisions on the fly, under pressure, starting fast breaks and ending fast breaks. Joel hasn't shown the ability to do that. He's a good passer. Jokic is an elite passer at any size, but especially for a center. So I think, but Joel gives you way more on the defensive side.
Defense, exactly.
That's true. That's true. But
so you can't really go wrong. I think it does come down to what rosters around them.
Yeah. If I'm a guard and I feel a lot more comfortable having Joel Embiid behind me as a defender.
Whoa,
and on the other side, the boy is gonna come down and give you 33. He's a 2-time scoring champ. So we know offensively he got everything. Let's not get it twisted. The only thing that Nikola Jokic
wait a minute.
I got the ball. That's it. That's all he do.
No. But no. Hey,
I'll give him that. He has a higher IQ. But everything else.
So I want the higher
CD Rome. The problem is CD Rome is you're saying that, right? But we're actually saying that what Embiid gives you don't get you out the second round.
Jokic is
no. It's a team game.
Yeah, it's a team game.
No, but you're saying. But you're saying
if you put him in on the Nuggets, they do the same thing.
No, they don't.
James Harden is not it.
I'm with JP.
PJ Tucker.
Okay, I get that. I'll give you that.
Tobias
but you
Harris
also
ain't it.
Wait. Say it.
Doc Rivers ain't it.
Say it.
Hold on. But I'm about to give you an example. I'm about to give you an example, right? So the way that the Nuggets are built, right? They're built for Jokic to make the decisions offensively, right? If Jokic all of a sudden decides that, hey, I'm going to become an old school, back to the basket, pure scoring big, right? That Nuggets team does not look the same as it does right now. Now, what you're saying, these are all very much positive that you're mentioning with Embiid. You know, I'm with you. I agree with you 100%. It's easier as a defender knowing that you got a 7-footer behind you that can block shots and do all this and that. The problem is that Embiid, as good and great as he is, when it gets to the playoffs, it does not happen.
Jokic proved in the playoffs that he could adapt more easily than could Joel. And I think once you saw Boston start to kind of make some adjustments, it did get difficult for him. Jokic, like, for me, the argument is these guys are really like this, right? One is whoever you want to put, and if I'm gonna compare those two guys, Embiid gives you more on the defensive end, but I don't think Jokic is a terrible defender. He's just not as athletic as Joel.
Right.
He's not an elite athlete.
You're not picking on him.
Given the two, right? That's what I'm saying. So he's solid enough.
Joel does.
No.
Jokic is solid.
Embiid does.
Let's not forget what Anthony Davis did to him also in the bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, get out of here with the bubble, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, let's not forget it, though. Anthony
Please
Davis,
get out of here.
Man,
that's
what,
Dwight Howard
3 years
did
ago?
to them in the bubble. What doesn't matter? It's still
3 years ago.
Also, wait a minute. We're talking about
for the whole time.
Wait.
I'm just saying we're talking about something 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
JP, please.
Don't do that. Don't change the narrative now.
Say it.
Yeah.
Let me break this down to you because you keep talking about the bubble.
The bubble does.
Anthony Davis also was not required to play center in the bubble because he had freaking Dwight Howard with him down there. So he was able to expend a lot of energy guarding Jokic. Okay. Also, to your point about, he's 7'1" and being 7'1" and having that big heavy frame and his knees with Joel Embiid. Guess what? Jokic has the same humongous frame, and his knees work just fine to me. He don't never.
But Joel Embiid is more athletic.
Okay. But guess what? Maybe that play style of being an athletic 7-footer don't fit you, and it's the reason why you're not getting out of the second round.
Man, this is great. This is great convo. I gotta put my moderator hat back on. I gotta put my moderator hat back on. I'm sorry. I got into it. I'm sorry. I'm Molly. Okay. So let's move on, guys, for the sake of time. Number four, who we got?
Hey, I ain't mad at that.
Tatum.
I'm not mad at it.
Jason Tatum, number 4, going into next season. Let's talk about these stats, man. He played 74 games. That's a lot of games, guys. Average 30.1 points, 8.8 rebounds. Didn't realize he had that many rebounds. 4.6 assists. Shot from the field, 46.6%. Shot from the 3, 35%. Same as Jimmy Butler. Free throw percentage, 85.4. Effective field goal percentage of 54.3 with a PER of 23.7. Win share 10.5. Jason Tatum. J-Nell, what you think about this?
Man, this is actually exactly where I had. It's crazy because this is exactly where I had Jason Tatum at number 4. As you can see, his numbers aren't far off from the MVP. Of course, he was an MVP candidate last season, but I feel like this. I have no problem with him at number 4. You know, Jason Tatum is here. You know,
that's good.
Made it to the Eastern Conference. Yeah, I mean, made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I would like him to see him get further, finally get that chip, but who knows? Maybe he gets that this season. You know what I'm saying? But I have no problem with this pick at 4.
Yeah, you'll definitely have the better roster for it, I think.
For sure. Yeah.
What you think, Wavy?
Hot take. This is one that's gonna get picked apart on my list when I announce it. He ain't in my top 5.
Man,
he's not in my top 5. He's not. He's not in my top 5.
Because KD is, I'm sure. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, of course. And I can justify it off his field goal percentage, his 3-point field goal percentage, his free throw percentage, and his effective field goal percentage.
Right off that. 74 games, 49
That's
games.
That's cool, said, but I guess what? If KD played 74, I'm pretty sure he would have averaged the same amount on everything. Like, he's proven that he's proven it before. I can go back to his OKC days to prove that to you, buddy. Just saying. I do think that I may have him a little bit too low. He's not in my bottom tier, of course, but he's in my mid tier on this. And the reason being, I feel like if you take his counterpart and Jaylen Brown off that team, and he gets the focus, like I said earlier in the earlier episodes with D Book, if he gets the focus that D Book had before Chris Paul got there, before KD got there, we got a Phoenix Sun situation with Devin Booker. I mean, you focus on him. He's proven to. We were talking about the playoffs with Joel Embiid. This guy's the same way. He's literally the same way. He does not play to his strengths. When he gets in that playoffs, for some reason, he feels like he's Steph Curry. He starts shooting way more threes. He forgets how to get to the hole.
What is he? He's 6'10".
Yeah, he's supposed to be
6'9", 6'10". Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, and JP has said, I believe JP has said this before. So I'm gonna steal your take on this. Ever since he had that year, that summer with Kobe, Jason Tatum to me is his mindset ain't right, bro. It ain't right. Like
Jason Tatum is 6'8", by the way.
And I think he's 6'10" for real. They said he grew to 6'10".
Yeah, he probably 6'9".
But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about it. Should he be number 4 on the list? I don't have him at number 4 on the list, and I feel like Kobe Bryant kind of had that effect on D Book too, because his mentality when playing is just sometimes it just be so off. Like, you can't do that. You're not playing to your strengths. And this guy here, this guy right here, I can't do it. Let me get this season. But no, I think that's just a little bit too high.
Let me slide in. Go
ahead, brother.
You don't mind. it's like he definitely deserves to be number 4. And I'm going to tell you why. Now I'm with you 100% Wade. Like I actually said that a few years ago when he worked out with Kobe, but I feel like unlike Devin Booker, Jason Tatum has kind of expanded past that because that year that he worked out with Kobe, he was taking a huge amount of like mid range jump shots contested. So I think he's definitely gotten better than that. But I will say this though, watching Jason Tatum play, I mean, the amount of raw talent he has, because the shots that he do take in the games are so incredibly
and hit.
hard.
He hits the
Yeah,
shots
like
too.
just imagine if he had a coach that puts him in positions to get easier buckets.
Easy
Like
buckets.
we would be talking about Kevin Durant type efficiency. So I just think that what sets him and Kevin Durant apart, I did have Jason Tatum higher than Kevin Durant. I will say that. But the reason being was I feel like Jason Tatum has the ability to become the next Kevin Durant. He's got that same lanky, he's a very tall forward, very good shooting stroke, and he's not afraid of like the moment to just like, hey, I'm gonna get the bucket. And he showed that when against the 76ers when he had that 16-point fourth quarter after he shot atrocious. So I think, man, yeah, for sure, he's definitely a top 5 player in the NBA. And like James said, actually, this is exactly where I had him on my list.
Yeah, number 4. Yep.
What you think, Hoop Lover?
I actually had him higher.
Really?
Again, it's not a reflection of that
Man,
I.
you ain't gotta put a disclaimer every time, man.
Yeah, my goodness.
Hey, man, just stand
Hey, man,
by
it's
it,
your
man.
list.
Stand
Stand
by
by
it.
it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
yours.
definitely gonna stand by mine.
I'm gonna stand by it because, like I said, I went back and forth. Like I said, my top 5, I can see arguments for each one of these guys being number 1. I can see each arguments for each one of them being number 5. For me, like JP just said, it's the raw talent. And again, we're trying to project. It's not what I think about them as overall. Do I think where they stand in the pantheon of history of NBA player? It ain't about that. It's about what I think about 23, 24. And I think that for whatever reason, individually, this guy is going to probably really put up some crazy numbers. And Boston, I think, out of probably every team on involving any player on this list, I think Boston really probably has as good a chance to get back to the finals as any.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he will. I think he's going to really take a step forward. They ran to the Warriors in the finals. He looked like a deer in headlights half the time. He got, it seemed like he learned something from that. Of course, they didn't get through Miami this year. I don't know what it is mentally that Miami has over them. But I think Jason Tatum individually, I think he's gonna be, up at near the top of the league. He's been all NBA player, the last 2 years or 3 years?
Yep.
The last 2 years, I don't see any reason why that's going to change. Of course, if he can stay healthy. I just this is lower than what I had him, but I'm not mad at him being 4 on here either, if that makes sense.
I think this is about spot on. I think he's a top 5 player for sure. I think what Jason Tatum is missing, and it kind of goes back to what JP said, is a coach. He needs he's had so many different coaching changes since he's been there. They need to establish him with a good coach. I really think that the Udoka was probably that guy, but I think having a nice coach with a nice system to help him get good shots would honestly would help him tremendously getting better looks. But that's only going to happen with time. This guy is young. I mean, I had him over Kevin Durant, specifically because if you look at in the last 2 seasons, especially in the playoffs, like what he's done, the playoffs runs he's had, he swept KD in the first round. I have not forgot about that. Just want to bring that back up. So I think those are all great. This guy, I think this is a great spot for him.
And
So-
can I just give a quick hot take too about this? Said if you don't mind. I've always said that I felt like D'Antoni was the worst thing that happened to James Harden as far as like as a basketball player. I feel like the Celtics could possibly waste some very good young years for Jason Tatum if they don't find the right coach. And I hate to say this because I think Missoula is a good young coach, but he's not the coach that's going to bring them over the edge. I wish that they would find like an established veteran coach, like somebody. Actually, I'm gonna tell you this: who I would like for them to hire. I would love for them to hire Milwaukee's old coach. I think
you don't make adjustments.
No, he made enough adjustments to get a chip, and not to mention, he got the best. He actually got the best out of Giannis.
To a title, bro.
Huh?
He's a good coach. I think Budenholzer was a good coach.
He's a good coach, but he ain't one of the best of the best. Right?
But he may not be best of the best, but I think he's better than Missoula.
I definitely agree with that. I mean, we know this guy's been coach of the year for Atlanta.
I'm saying, I mean, it's not like I'm saying, I just feel like they need a coach like that.
In fairness,
to get him over the hump.
I mean, he got kind of thrown into that, like what, a week before the season.
I think he'll be better.
He had the whole season.
I mean, he had the whole season, but do you want a coach like that that's trying to learn on the fly when you got a win now
type of talent?
So who I'm gonna piggyback off of JP's point. I think a good coach that would be nice for a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown. Have we forgotten about Rick Carlisle in Indiana right now, just wasting away?
I don't know about him though.
I do.
Well,
he's one of my favorite coaches all time. I
think he's a very good coach.
Great.
No, very good coach.
But listen,
he also
when you
had run into stars.
So JP, you said Jason Tatum would thrive in a system, correct?
Yeah, I mean a better system than what he's in right now.
Okay. Well, I definitely think he's got a better system than Mike Missoula, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
want to see Rick Carlisle get another chance with a high-profile team, and I think his kind of ruggedness that he has fits that Celtics mentality that they have up there. You know what I mean? So,
let me tell you this:
arguments from me on that.
Celtics ain't as rugged as they were. Losing Marcus Smart, Grant Williams,
they got losing Marcus Smart is huge for their rugged.
And Grant Williams. That's they two like dogs that they
man.
got.
Ain't nobody worried about no Grant Williams, bro. I'm sorry.
Jimmy Butler. Butler shut him up. Jimmy Butler.
But that's Jimmy Butler.
But just for I hate to cut us off again, guys. But we're gonna come back
to the list.
Yes, number 3, man. Let's go to number 3. Number 3. Hey, give him a shimmy one time. Give him a shimmy. Steph Curry. Number 3 on the list. 56 games played.
What we humming for?
0.4 points. 6.1 rebounds. 6.3 assists. Shooting field goal percentage, 49.3 from the 3, guys, 42.7%. And of course, we know how he does from the free throw line, 91.5%. And guess what, guys? Remember I told y'all, he matched it. Effective field goal percentage, 61.4% with a PER 24.1, win share 7.8. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Kevin Durant, you should have stayed. I just want to throw it out there. You should have stayed, my man. You should have stayed.
Another day, but
let me tell y'all something. Y'all can get off Kevin Durant. We talked about him 4 spots ago.
I'm just
Stop
saying.
talking about it. We understand he should have stayed. We
just
get
saying.
it.
I'm just saying. My bad, Wavy. My bad.
You don't think I get emotional about this every day? But I do have a question.
Yes.
And this is exactly where can I just start saying I do have a question for the panel. This is exactly where I had Steph on my list. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal that. This is exactly where I had him. But now that I think about it, the man played 9 more games than Kevin Durant. Yep. Shot a lower field goal percentage. Shot a lower 3-point percentage. Free throws. I mean, Steph Curry is.
I don't know if it's a lower 3-point percentage.
No,
I don't think it's lower.
Excuse me. My bad. Lower field goal percentage. I was looking at the field goal percentage still. Yeah. Now I do like the fact that his rebounds. I mean, you don't look at Steph as a good guard rebounder, but
he's actually very, very underrated rebounder.
Underrated stat. Yeah. And
Yeah.
also, I didn't think he
Good
averaged
rebound,
that many assists. I mean, I think when I was looking at his stats
Normally,
earlier, he was
Normally.
like 4 and 5 a game
Yeah.
before this. So yes, but 9 more games equates to number 3 in the league. 9 more games.
Steph Curry is
yep.
by what?
Yep.
First of all,
You're
this
darn right. Yep.
arguably
Wow,
these
okay.
last 2 seasons Steph Curry played was his 2 worst teams that he's ever played on.
Yeah.
And they
What?
still were pretty doggone good teams.
No,
So what are you talking about?
No. Are you what?
They were doggone good teams,
They
bro.
were great at home, but they were horrible on the
Yeah,
road.
that man. The season before last when they won the chip, man, that was not, bro.
They beat the number 2 seed.
That was Steph Curry's
game?
best.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I that was the best I've ever seen. Steph
50
Curry
points in game 7?
Listen to me. Steph Curry showed these last 2 seasons, man. Like, he is a point guard. Like, I mean, I
better than Dame.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I got Steph above Dame. I mean, I'm objective with it. I still like Dame better than Steph, but I mean, Steph is a show.
Wow.
Steph is a show, and for him to be like, I mean, that's 61.4%, and he's a volume shooter too, man, bro. That 3-point shooting ability, man, you can't overlook it.
You're a volume shooter, but you're efficient volume shooter.
Yeah, yes, Yeah.
I mean, he ain't efficient from the field as KD.
Yeah. What you think, Dan?
Effective field goal percentage.
He should
look
be.
at that.
He had the same or higher one.
Bro,
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. He's just as effective.
1.4.
KD is not typically operating as far away from the basket as Curry is.
Thank you. And he ain't 6'10".
KD also doesn't ball his hand as much. So naturally, he's gonna probably, he should be. He's operating closer to the basket. He should.
Okay.
But you want to, you can't overlook how good of a finisher he is around the basket too. At his at 6'3", he's among the league leaders in field goal percentage in the
agree
paint.
with that take.
Right.
I do. His finishing around the rim is crazy. Like,
it's crazy. But him and Kyrie, like, 2 of the best finishers I've ever seen in terms of
who's the better finisher
of that size. I agree with that for sure.
I don't know. It's so
who's the better?
Come on,
who's the better finisher betwing who?
Curry
and Steph.
Curry.
Oh yeah, definitely Kyrie. But Curry is number 2.
I think Curry. I mean, Kyrie's probably a little more flashy with it, but I mean that, which is crazy to say. They're both pretty flashy.
Right. But Kyrie's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
How he can play off the glass is ridiculous.
Yeah, yes, English is crazy. Yeah, so Nell, what you think about number 3 here, Curry?
I mean, how can you be mad at that, bro? It's Steph Curry. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as he cross the half court line, you gotta
guard him.
You gotta guard him.
Yeah.
They be throwing 2-3 guys at him. He still shoots it. You think to yourself, man, ain't no way he gonna hit that 3. And then he hits it, number net, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating watching that all those years in the finals. It's frustrating.
I'm not gonna lie either, James, to piggyback off your point, and I'm gonna let you get back to it. But I gotta say this: Steph Curry is the most disrespectful shooter in NBA history. I mean, you're in a playoff game in a game 7, and you're turning your back on your defender after you launched it from 35 feet. Are you serious, bro?
He's such a showman, though, bro. Like, he's one of the greatest things to happen to the NBA. Like,
for sure. Hey, off the subject, we got to go to a game, but hey, for a career, look at his career effective field goal percentage, 58.3. So it's not just a one-time thing here. Like we talking about, this is over his career effective field goal percentage, 58.3. But listen, I want to move forward because I want to give more. I think all of us can really agree and don't have any arguments about Steph Curry being here.
I had him lower, but I had him a little lower this year.
Lower?
But
this coming into the season, I had him a little lower. But he still was in my top 5.
There's some question marks around the roster that I think I'm gonna have to see how he works through. But again, he'll be.
Let me tell you something. If they use a 2-guard lineup, man, with Chris Paul at the 1 and letting Steph Curry just run off ball, like we may see Steph Curry unlocked.
He'll have some amazing numbers offensively, but I think it'll be
also, and if they run that same 2-guard lineup, we may see them get cooked every game because
Yeah.
Chris Paul was literally getting pushing people in their backs for fouls.
Yeah.
Chris Paul
Yeah.
ain't what he used to be on the defensive end. We talking about the guy who's also up there with LeBron as far as age goes. So,
Right.
hey guys. So listen, before we pop number 2 up here, before we do that, I hope we got this right. I just want to put that out there first. I hope we got this right. Like I don't.
Me too. I hope we got it right too. 'Cause I'm very
I just hope we
concerned.
got this right, guys.
Oh,
I know.
no.
I know if I don't see him at number 2, he's number 1, or so that's
Okay. Oh,
so
Lord.
let's
It better not be nothing crazy.
pull it up, man. Let's see what we
He
got.
better
Right.
be too. He better have some melanin. Yes.
There
Okay.
we go.
Woo!
There we go. There we go. There we go.
That ain't
Right where
right.
you need to be.
No, it ain't
Yes.
right.
That ain't
It ain't
right.
right. It ain't right. It
This
ain't
ain't
right.
right.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say this is where I had him on my list. I don't
You're
have no
wrong.
complaints about this.
No.
And everybody else
No
can talk. I'm
complaints.
good.
Okay, so let me
What
talk.
I said,
Let me
say
talk to
ain't
my
no
audio.
complaints.
Let me talk
Ain't no
to my audio.
complaints.
Let me talk to my audio here, people.
Mhm.
Games. This is Giannis. We're looking at
Giannis.
Giannis at number 2 going into next season. 63 games played, 31.1 points per game, 11.8 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 55.3 field goal percentage from the 3, 27.5, free throw percentage,
That's
64.5.
pretty tough.
Effective field goal percentage, 57.2%. PER, 29%, which is 29, excuse me, which is the second highest we've seen so far, and win share 8.6. So let me say this, and then I'm gonna actually toss this to Wavy, who said that he agreed with this. So
Please let me
I just
rebuttal.
want to hear this. So Giannis, we don't know who number's 1 yet. We got a pretty
We know
good,
who number 1 is.
we know who number 1 is. It'll be crazy, and it'll be I would actually cut this whole podcast off if he's not number 1. So
It'd be crazy if it's
John Morant, baby. John Morant, number 1. Let's go.
I'm like, man, who'd have messed up the system?
Where's John?
But number 2, so you telling me right now, going into next season, and I'm talking to you, Wavy, that I don't even know how to ask this question without revealing number 1. So how about this? How about we just go to number 1? Let's see what number 1 is.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Let's get it. Like, let's see what number 1 is. Let's go to it.
Yeah.
Number 1,
Triple
Nikola
Jokic.
Jokic.
I don't
Games
know, man.
played,
It's hard to fight against
69
respect.
games. Points, 24.5, 11.8 rebounds, 9.8 assists,
Tripped up.
field goal percentage of 63.2,
Sheesh.
3-point field goal percentage of 38.3,
Highest
free
in the
throw
league.
percentage 82.2, 66 of
That's
effective field goal percentage.
That's tough.
66, guys. That's the number 1 for sure by far. PER 31.5, win share 14.9. So let's open the floor, guys. Let's talk about this. Number 2 and number 1, top 2 guys. I'm gonna start with Neb, man.
Just talk about it.
Talk to me. What you think?
You see them numbers.
But they
averaging
offensive numbers, though. Those are just offensive.
Triple double. Okay, well, we had an argument about Jokic and Embiid, and you was talking about, you'd rather take.
He ain't averaging no
Jokic
triple
over.
double.
Oh yeah, but I'd rather
You know what
take.
I'm saying?
I'd definitely take Giannis over Embiid.
Bro, I'm sorry. I tried to get you out of the flow. I just can't. I gotta say this. I'm sorry. I just cannot believe this. Like, are you kidding me? I understand. Let me say this first of all. These numbers are outstanding.
Right.
But
wonderful.
I am not taking Nikola Jokic over Giannis. Are we
You're
kidding
sick.
me?
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
That's you.
Where?
That's fine.
Hey, and he won
He
a
plays 2
championship.
positions, and he won a chip.
Hey, but Giannis also just won a chip.
Bro, what are we talking about?
Let's not.
They got the same red. Let me tell you.
What year was that? How long ago was
Hey,
that? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm looking at
hold on.
it
Let's
now.
pause here. Real quick. Look at this. Okay. 5-time All-Star, 5 times All NBA, 2-time MVP,
Right.
Finals MVP, Western Cup, whatever. All rookie, NBA champ. All right, go back to number 2 for me, please. Let's
Wavy. It was more recent than Kevin Durant's last ring.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's
7-time All-Star, 7-time All NBA. Guess what? 5-time All Defensive. Guess what
That's
else?
nice. We were talking about going into this season.
What
Right.
else? A
That's what I'm
defensive
saying.
player.
That's
of
the only thing.
Yeah. No, yeah, going into next season. What are
Going
you
into next season. This
Giannis
guy
is
still
next
this
Giannis
good.
is clearly the better player.
What are we? This guy is
Where
still
at?
this good.
No,
Where in the
no,
stats does it show that?
no.
Where?
You better look on he's the best defensive player we've ever seen.
No.
since Wilt
Where in the
Chamberlain.
stats going into
I
next
see-
season?
I see
After this season, this
27.5
past season we
three-point
just
percentage.
had.
You are
I see
literally
60
looking at offensive
64.
stats.
We're
You're
talking
talking
to
about
percent free throw.
Hey, but think about this, guys.
27 from
We're,
the three,
we're-
bro. Are
we're
you
talking
kidding
about
me?
offense. We're talking about offense, right? Guess what? This guy has 31 points. So what offensive
That's
are you
cool.
trying to tell me that there's a problem? That this guy
He
from
should
a
average
field
more
goal
assists.
percentage, he shot
Absolutely
55% from the field. Effective
bounced
field
out of
goal
first round.
percentage, 57.2.
By
So you
Jimmy,
tell me,
the number
you tell me.
14
Jimmy.
player.
Are we just talking about the three ball? Is
He
that all
got
we're
beat
talking
we
by
talking
the
about free
number 14
throws.
player.
We talking about a lot of stuff.
He also doesn't want to get fouled. If we're being fair, he also doesn't want to get fouled in clutch time.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. I'll take that.
That's the only
I'll
thing.
take that.
That's the
I'll
only
take
thing
that.
you could knock him
He's
for.
locking
That's the
up.
only thing I can knock him
Because
for.
he's locking up. Because he's locking up.
This is true.
He ain't locking up Jokic.
We just
locking
got to
up.
be fair.
hold on.
We just got to be
hold on.
fair. We
Have
got
we
to talk
seen that?
about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
We're talking.
Let's talk about it.
We get so blinded by the offensive stats that somebody put.
It's
And
crazy,
true, hey,
bro.
let me tell you
It's
something.
crazy.
Jokic is the best offensive player we've seen ever.
No.
Who?
All
But then-
around, all
no,
around
but-
offense.
But then we clown Luca.
What?
Then we clown Luca.
No.
Jokic's got a ring. Jokic's
Luka the
the
same
same
player.
player.
I wasn't there. I
Don't
wasn't there
clown
for last
Luka.
season.
Don't be clowning Luca.
I wasn't there for the last episode, so you know what I'm saying.
Crazy,
I
bro.
think that's way too low.
Crazy,
I
bro.
had him higher. So
Ooh, Luca.
yeah, I had Luca higher. Than,
Man, dog.
what, 6?
He's about right where I had him.
Man. Okay. Look, yo, bro, come on.
Can't
Hey,
justify it.
okay, listen. Let's get to these lists, bro. I got to see who did what.
You gonna hate my list? All
Oh,
right.
yeah, you probably gonna hate mine too, but I stand
I
by
got to
mine.
see this, bro.
I'm
I got to see it.
I stand by mine.
Hey,
Yes,
hold on,
man.
I missed
Yo.
out, man. Shoot, my internet went out.
We couldn't get into our list.
Okay, hold on.
okay.
Before we get to the list, before we
You
get to
gonna
the
hate
list,
my list.
before we get to the list, we got something else. Yeah. So, because to me, I think that honestly, like we underestimate defense so much, guys. Like we say defense wins championships, but then like we completely forget about defense when we're talking about like comparing players.
I should have stats up there. Then we would have talked about it. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
man.
But you
Talk about
you got to think, man. Giannis has one of the highest defensive ratings that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So like, so when you're talking about a historical defensive player that's also giving you
great.
30 points a game, you as a basketball
That's
player,
great.
that's what you want.
He's number 2. He's number 2 going into the season. You
Absolutely.
can have to change those players. Like it's y'all like we got Giannis at 7 or something.
What does that say?
You know?
Jokic at 107?
Yeah.
Is that serious? Is that for real?
No,
No, I don't think that's accurate.
okay. I don't
Hey,
know.
numbers are numbers. Facts
I
are
don't.
facts.
No, I
Okay,
don't
so
think that's
this. So
accurate.
for my audio guys, let's talk about
Don't expose them like that.
it.
David.
For my
No,
audio,
I think that's Giannis's number is 107.3.
yeah. For my audio,
Said 104, bro.
go back up for me. Go back up for me,
Small
producer.
sample size, though.
What we're looking at now is we're looking at the defensive rating, and as of what we're seeing is that Giannis has a defensive rating of 104.5.
No, that's incorrect. That's
And
incorrect.
Jokic has a defensive rating of 107.3.
That's incorrect.
How?
No, I'm looking at it. Giannis on NBA.com. Giannis has a defensive rating of 107.7.
That would be hard for me to believe as well. I'm just saying.
Hard for me to believe. Hard for me to believe.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. Yeah.
If we take this to be factual, then what are we
talking about?
We ain't talking about nothing. We ain't talking about nothing. But
Jokic is number 1.
I don't know. You know, listen, and I know we
small
all get
sample
into
size too.
like nowadays,
Jokic,
guys.
man.
There's so many people who are making all these numbers.
Right.
Tell
It
me what
doesn't
defensive rate. Tell me right now. Somebody on this thing. Tell me
Couldn't tell you.
what that comes up. What, like, how do we come up with that number?
Couldn't tell you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, We get all these numbers, and then we forget about the eye test. So you telling me right now your eye test, you think that's correct?
Which is what my entire list is based off of, by the way.
Yeah. I'm an eye test guy. I like numbers too. Don't get me wrong. PER, all that stuff matters.
Yeah.
Effective field goal percentage, I look at all that. But
are you numbers though?
Like that, no way, Jose. 5-time that's telling me that the NBA has been getting it wrong for a long time when it comes to all-time defensive players, because this guy is a 5-time all defensive player.
Absolutely.
And he is a defensive player of the year as well. So
why didn't he?
He
had 2 times
accolades.
Yeah, we can knock that stat down respectfully. Hey, but Stat Muse, that's who we got that from. Stat Muse. So I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm not gonna do any blasphemous there. I won't know,
we can't just knock stats down because we don't like them. We gotta. It won't.
No, those stats are incorrect. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Those stats are not correct.
Believe that? Yeah. I believe that, but I haven't seen a stat to support the alternate argument either.
Do you believe that Giannis is or Jokic is a better defender than Giannis?
I said that 3 times.
Take that down, David.
Okay, so I heard.
I do not believe this.
So I heard JP say that Giannis, you see on NBA.com that it's 107.7. What is Jokic?
I had to pull. Just Google it. Google Giannis's.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, Nicole, because I don't have my phone.
Number 2, Jokic's number 1, bro. Get over it.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's definitely an argument though. Both of them are deserving.
It's 1 and 2, bro.
Yeah, both of them are deserving.
Both of them are deserving. Listen, I'm getting
this from
producer Dave that what we're looking at is pretty accurate. So listen, just me personally, I mean, you can't go wrong with either or, guys. I mean, let's be. From a offensive standpoint, like one thing that was so impressive about Jokic was how high his field goal percentage was. I mean, this guy was, shooting the ball at a high clip. We're talking about 64% from a guy who shoots jumpers too. We ain't talking about a guy who just is under the rim like Shaq. 64% from the field. It's crazy. And effective field goal percentage, I think the highest in the league, 66%. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, this guy has no weaknesses. None. But if I'm starting a team tomorrow, sorry, taking Giannis. I
have no problem with that.
Taking Giannis.
I have no problem with that.
I just can't. There's no way. There's no way.
I'll take Jokic then.
If Jokic walked in the gym and Antetokounmpo walked in the gym right now, 6 of us are picking Giannis more than likely. But we're also talking about projections for next year, and I guess that's all I'm trying to keep focused on myself, is not to lose sight of the fact we're trying to project forward what we think. It's not, because this is not about what we feel about these guys. Because I think there's a lot of guys I had lower on this list that I actually think higher of as players. But, y'all don't hate my list, though.
Oh,
y'all might hate my list, right?
Let's get to these lists, man. Let's get to the list.
Watching the Nation might ask me not to return. Please don't have that dude back on there.
Because I'm interested to see, man, what everybody's list look like, how we came to this conclusion. There was definitely some names missing, from Kyrie Irving to Kawhi Leonard. I know we had a little chitter chatter we knew, I knew a little bit it was gonna be tough to get Kawhi on there. And just to give you guys some background, I did receive a little bit of the list, a little bit, not everybody else's list, but received the list coming in, and it just kept changing. And I'll say Kawhi Leonard's name just kept going down and kept going down to the next thing you know, he was off the top 15. Everybody who kept sending the list, they kept changing stuff and updating. And I'll say now with my I think 6 through I changed it because I had Luka at number 8 or 9. And then I thought about it, and I really thought about what he does, what he brings to the table. And then I put him to 6. So I had him right at 6. And then as I'm thinking more about it, I was like, man, is he really better than KD? You know, going into next season, is he really? I mean, honestly, me personally, I take Dame over him. So, but from a standpoint of just being a younger player that's going to play at his playing style, probably more games than what Dame will. You know, it's kind of hard to make
Being younger.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make an argument, you know, because when you talk about defense, man, it's like you can say, "Oh, Dame's a better defender." No, you can't do that. I mean, you know, they're both about the same, you know. So
He's a better playmaker. Yeah? You can't say that.
no, you can't say that. Can't say that. You know. So I mean, it's tough, you know. So, but from where it stand, I tell you what, I just until we get everything pulled up, let's talk about our list. Talk about a list. I feel like Hoop Lover. Okay, here we go. We're pulling it up. And let's start with let's go Hoop Lover. Let's talk about it. He said he may not be invited back, so let's
You might be my last episode, folks.
let's get out there with it. Let's see. Matter of fact, you can keep it. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, right there. Let's start there. Man, we got the full 19. He got the full 19, 20.
Like, dang. JP had LeBron at 11, bro. I'm sick.
Oh man. All right.
This man had Kyrie at 15.
All right.
Looking at.
This
Wait
is
a
mine,
minute, bro.
This
Wait
is
a
mine.
minute,
This
bro.
is mine.
Wait a
Hold on.
minute.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute.
All right,
Let's talk about
JP.
Let's
Now,
talk.
you hold
So
on
for
before
my-
you go. Hold on. You have been one to say about Kyrie Irving that he is unreliable and that you don't. That is one of the players that's one of your least liked players.
Uh-huh.
So to see
He
him
is.
on this list,
Right.
is
Let you know
very
how objective
contradictory.
I am. Yeah, no, it lets
Let's
you know
go.
how objective I'm being. Because when I looked at the stats, I take all right. So here we go. So for my honorable mentions, Kawhi Leonard, just I mean, you know, the talent when he's on the flow, I mean, he's a dog, but he just ain't on the flow. I got I got John Morant at number 18. I got Jaylen Brown at number 17. I got Domantas Sabonis at number 16.
Hey,
So those are my honorable mentions.
All right, so real quick, let's pause there real quick. Let's knock out, you know, because we're talking about the honorables mentions. So let's talk about the honorable mention real quick before we kind of dive into that top 15. I'm sorry to cut you off there. I'm gonna let you get right.
No.
So honorable mention, guys. Number one, I already see. I see a name that I want to talk about real quick. Kawhi Leonard. He wasn't even on my honorable list. You know, he was on my list. Top 15 player. 52 games. Guess how many? Sounds like he played more games than Kevin Durant. Points.
Yeah, that's true.
23.8 points. 6.
Let's talk about it though.
Rebounds. 3.9 assists. Shooting percentage 51.2%. Guess what? Shot 41.6 from the 3-point line. One of the higher ones we've seen. 87.1 free throw percentage.
It's nice.
Effective field goal percentage of 57.2. PER 23.9. Win share 7.1%. But what y'all think? Kawhi Leonard, honorable mention.
He definitely deserves an honorable mention.
Yeah, right where I put him. Honorable mention.
Love him.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's on the floor, he's for sure on the floor. But
top 10, man. When this guy's on the floor, when he's healthy, I mean, honestly, you could even say a top 6, top 7 player, man, in the league.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
But I will say, as a surprise to me, I didn't realize that he played more games than Kevin Durant. That is a surprise to me.
But
last season,
yeah,
because I got
what? Yeah, I feel you.
Kevin Durant only games when he's not healthy. You know,
right.
Usually with Kawhi is, you know, what's up with him this, you know. So at least Kevin Durant, when he's out there and when he's engaged, when he's healthy, he's ready to play. Shows up ready to play. He doesn't shortchange his team. He doesn't shortchange the fan. Love him or hate him. Kawhi, you know, he's one of those guys where you just don't know, man. So that's the only thing that kept him off from me.
Mm-hmm.
because he easily be in the top, 10 probably. The other one,
I actually had Kyrie Irving in my list.
he
which
did.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
No,
And
but look at the
and honestly, it kind of contradicts your the rest of your list.
how
It kind of contradicts it.
how
It contradicts it.
how.
It contradicts it, bro.
I mean, how?
It contradicts it. Listen,
Explain.
look.
I'm listening.
Look, because the game, I'm looking at the last few seasons right now. Like I'm looking at it literally right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He played 60 games this past season.
Mm-hmm.
Last season, he played 29 games. 29 games.
Mm-hmm.
The season before that, he played 54 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
The season before that, guess how many games he played? 20 games, bro. 20.
Okay. Right.
So we're going to put a guy who misses games, more games than Kawhi, more games than really any other of these other guys into the top 15.
Okay. So
That's what we're doing.
yeah. So we're looking at last season going into this season,
What's
right?
that?
Last season
over and under 50 games for Kyrie this season.
Oh well. I mean, I don't know. That's
Then how's he on your top 15?
But see,
I say
okay,
over 50.
yeah, I'm gonna say over 50 because he got a point to prove, and he's trying
Under
to get
60.
traded.
Under
But
60.
I'm gonna tell you this though, when you look at the points that he put up, his effective field goal percentage, like the boy was hooping, and honestly, if he had not shot himself in the foot and asked for that trade out of Brooklyn, bro, they would. I mean, him and Kevin Durant had a chance to show out. But because he didn't get the contract that he thought he was supposed to get, that's when he, decided to go to the Mavs, and it totally just that situation that he got with the Mavs is just not a good situation. Period. But
Put himself.
we can't just overlook what he did last season going into this season. Like he's definitely a top 15 player in the league.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with.
Talent.
I had Kyrie actually at he was in my top 15. I also had Kawhi in my top 15 as well. But I mean, we sit here and we look at
So we can, but here's the thing though, said we can, so he can put him in there, but he can't put AD in the top 15.
No, what?
I kept
Well,
AD.
you can put.
No, you got a great point, James.
No, AD didn't.
Come
AD,
on, man.
Hold on.
Come on, man.
Did Kyrie play more games than
Come
AD?
on, man.
Yes or no?
That's one game. That's one season.
No. Did KD play more games than Kyrie? Yes or no? Last season.
AD or
Did
Well, which one we
Kyrie
talking
play
about?
more games than AD? Yes or no? Last season.
oh yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
last season. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And with Kyrie, I hate to say it, but with Kyrie, it ain't injury problems. It's mental things going on with him.
Is even scarier because
Right.
Yeah.
Mental
So
on
I mean,
top of
you
when
got
it's not
two
healthy.
people. You got two people, but my issue is like leaving somebody off the list that's got those numbers, right? Is pretty tough to do when
It's just
you
numbers,
got.
though.
Well, I guess in
Are they leading the
essence,
wins?
The thing
They
is
were
about it,
in Brooklyn.
when you take somebody off, then you gotta. I mean, you put somebody on, you gotta take somebody off. So so from looking at our top 15, JP, well, I tell you what, let's go here real quick. Let's go to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, another honorable mention. He was exactly that for me. Honorable mention, not quite top 15,
Not
but
quite there.
last year had played 65 games, 20 points a game, 6 assists, 45% from the
He was
field,
solid.
right at 40% from three, which is really good. Free throw percentage 83.3 and effective field goal percentage 53.7. So
That ain't top 15 numbers though.
No, those aren't. I
No,
can think
not
of
quite
plenty
top
of other
15.
guards.
Yeah,
That's one of them.
This guy here, Jalen
That's one
Brunson.
of them.
Jalen Brunson, man. Now
He's
this
on my
boy
HMs.
ball, 68 points, 24 points a game, 68 games, excuse me. And 24 points a game, 6.2 assists, shooting 49% from the field, 41.6 from the three, with a effective field goal percentage of 54.7. This guy really
Hooper,
balled.
man.
Okay, so I have a question.
Best free agent pickup of the last.
I have a question. It's gonna be a bit of a hot take. Okay, y'all got Donovan Mitchell on the list, right?
Yep.
This guy beat Donovan Mitchell.
he wasn't in my.
I don't care. I don't care nothing about that.
No.
That's team.
Stats wise, he's a more all around player than Donovan Mitchell.
No, he's not.
He ain't dropped no
Yes, he
assists.
is.
He ain't Donovan Mitchell.
What?
He ain't Donovan.
Bro, y'all were going off that 70-point game. This is what I'm talking about.
He ain't Donovan.
We're
bro,
picking, we're picking and choosing. Okay, are we going off of just period? Okay, he can score the ball talent. Like, what are we going off of? This man can run a team better than Donovan Mitchell.
He's a
Donovan
point
Mitchell's
guard.
not a point guard.
He's not a point guard.
And what it, bro? Okay, but
you brought it to comparison, not us.
no. I'm not. No, it's not even that. It's not even that.
Brought up the
I
70.
would rather have him on my team because I know what he's gonna bring. He's gonna bring point.
I get with
I
that.
don't know. Listen, that's
point.
one season. That's
Right.
one season.
For
That's
70.
one
Right.
season.
And it's one season for Donovan Mitchell's the same thing every year.
No. Donovan Mitchell since his rookie season.
He elevated. He elevated last season.
Bucket.
But
Yeah.
okay.
Bro, Donovan Mitchell's literally doing the same thing that Jalen Brunson's doing, but he's averaging 28 points.
Yeah.
I ain't have Donovan. I probably should have, but I didn't have Donovan.
He wasn't on my time. He wasn't on my list at all.
So okay, so
Who?
let's talk about that, guys. Donovan Mitchell,
Donovan
wasn't on
Mitchell?
your list. Well, we're gonna talk about your list. We're gonna talk about it real
Now,
quick.
this is a guy that I had in my honorable mentions, but he probably should have been on the list.
Yeah,
Man, he's
in my honorable mention.
I had him on my list.
Man. So see, De'Aaron Fox.
Oh.
Ooh, man.
I forgot him. I ain't gonna lie.
You forgot John Morant?
No,
No,
he ain't talking
no,
about him.
that-
He ain't
oh,
talking about-
I'm about to
he
say,
ain't forget Ja
bro,
Morant.
you said he was top 15.
He is. He's in my top 15.
He was on my top 15.
No, this is exactly where he's
So I'm
supposed to be.
trying to
And
figure
I
out,
got
okay,
all the stats.
How many
I got all
lists
the
did
stats.
we? Whoa! How many lists did we get submitted? Because I know he was on Line's list. I know he was on James' list. I know he was on my list. So and then I know he wasn't on JP's list. He wasn't on Ced's list. He wasn't on.
Well, we're gonna find out real soon. We're gonna find out real
So
soon.
who was the deciding factor?
It's according to the points, I guess.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we're gonna find out real soon. Yeah, the list. Anthony Edwards. I think
I was a toenail from putting him on my 15.
He's got
I ain't
next.
gonna lie.
Oh, I
He's
had
got
definitely got
next.
next. He'll
He's
be on
got
the next
next.
year for sure.
He's
He'll be on
got
the next year
next.
for sure.
This young guy
Next
here,
season.
he's coming. All right, man. Here we go. JP, you got the flow.
Okay.
Hey, screen share that. I can't see it. There we go.
Is he on? JP, where you at? Oh, there you go.
Ace Boogie.
Let's get on there. He start eyeing.
He ran,
Okay, I'm
bro.
sorry.
He ran.
Yeah,
He's-
no.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I had to get my stats.
Hey,
Okay, all
James,
right.
I'm looking at this list, and if I had a trash can,
All right, so
LeBron at 11, bro. That did it for me.
but the thing is, okay, well, I'll go with it. Okay, so Kawhi Leonard, number 19, honorable mention. Really, the thing is just the load management. To me, is just it's a bit much. John Morant, honorable mention, definitely not top 15. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to battle it out because I thought he was gonna be on the list, but I'm glad to know that we do have a little bit of sense on this panel. So the thing is, John Morant, right? The team that he's on, the Memphis Grizzlies, they're 33-17 without him over the last two seasons.
we're talking
With
about
John
last
Morant-
season.
Okay, last season they are 11-10 last season, right? Which is still a winning record without him. Last season with John Morant
Okay.
listen. With John Morant on the floor, they are a 111.7 defensive rating, which is like number 18 in the league. With John Morant out, they're the fourth best defense in the league. John Morant is a 30% three-point shooter, which is 147th in the league. He's 99th on the free throw list, and he's 14th in in turnovers per game. When you look at the team with John Morant on and off, with John Morant, right, they average 116 points a game, right? Without John Morant, they average 115, which is just a difference of 1 point. But when you look at how the breakdown of the entire team with John Morant, they shoot 47.5%. Without John Morant, they shoot 48%. With John Morant, they shoot 35.1% from three. Without John Morant, they shoot 35.5%.
Oh my God!
With
big
John Morant,
differences.
listen,
Big
hold on.
numbers.
Yeah, oh no,
Big numbers.
Hold on,
Big
excuse
numbers.
me. Well, with the with what you're calling a number 15 player in the league, it shouldn't be like that.
Mhm.
Also, when you look at overall field goal percentage,
Ask the Grizzlies.
without
Go ahead.
without John Morant, they are a 48% shooting team. With John Morant, they're 47%. So hold on.
Wow.
You would imagine that if you have a number one
Misleading
right?
stats.
The top
Thank you.
top 15 player, right, in the league. You would imagine that the team would be better. They're
Ooh, I'm
actually
finna fry
worse
you.
with him on the team, defensively and
Hey, man.
I'm about to
offensively.
fry this
So you,
dude.
AP,
so
Hey,
no,
one
you
question.
would go ahead. I'm sorry.
What did they what did Memphis finish?
Hey, get
What,
that
rec- what
Butler off
did they
my.
get second?
Guess
Second in
what?
the West?
Hold on. Guess what? And guess
Second in the West?
how many games did John Morant miss?
I wanna-
Second in the West. Right?
How many games did he miss?
So
John-
you're saying
22
without
apparently.
Ja Morant, they're a better team. So
They lost.
without
They
Ja
were number
Morant.
2, and they lost in the first round with John Morant.
He was hurt.
They
And without him, they wouldn't have made the playoffs.
no. What did you not just hear the stat that I just said?
That doesn't
1%
matter.
stats, JB. Are you serious?
Over the
Yeah.
last 2 seasons, they are what?
We're talking
33
about
and
last
17.
season, JP. We're not
No.
talking about the last 2 seasons.
Listen. Okay.
Can I say?
Thank you so much for pulling out my other stats.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Brandon.
Can we get this picture of Jimmy Butler and these dreads off my?
Please. Hey, I know, right?
Oh my
Hey, I know. This is what they had.
Oh
This is
But
what
look
they
at
had.
those
But
stats,
listen,
though.
I want you to look at
Ja
this. Right?
averaged better stats too.
No, he
He only
does
played
not.
3 less games.
I want you to look at this. Right, the only stats that he averages better is points and assists. Everything else, he's worse.
Rebounds
Can you
the
please
same.
go to the next slide?
He's not
Please go to-
required to do
please
that
go
on
to
his
the next
team.
slide. Jaylen Brown.
Oh, this man got this man.
Look at this. He's literally the only thing he's better at is the assist. That's it, and that's because he's
Yeah,
the
That's
point
a
guard.
big part of the
He's a point
game.
guard.
Next
That's a big part of
slide. Look at this.
There are two. He's a guard versus a center, bro. You're
guess what?
tweaking.
No, hold
Hey,
on,
JP.
no,
Hey,
hold on,
top
hold on,
15.
hold on,
Top
hold on,
15 is what we're
hold
talking
on.
about.
Guess what though? You said that's a guard versus a center. Why don't you look at those shooting percentages?
You know,
Look at those shooting percentages.
One shoots
a
way
center-
okay. One
a
doesn't
center
even
is
take
shooting-
3-point shots.
Okay, he don't take 3-point shots, but he's shooting a better percentage. That
I
don't
would
make
hope so
sense.
at 7
That
at
makes no-
how tall he is.
What sense does that make? So a person that shoots threes shoots worse
he scored
percentage
more.
than a person that
That's a
don't
pretty
shoot
high
threes.
effective field goal percentage too. By the way,
Let's look
Sabonis.
at this one. Here's a point guard for you. Look at this. Look at this. The boy don't 40.
They're both shooting in the 30s. What was
JP,
that?
JP, I think
No,
they have the
more
same
points
amount
and
of
more
blocks
assists.
colored, brother.
No, but
JP,
guess
I
what?
think they
Guess
have
what?
the same amount of blocks colored,
Better
brother.
record.
Hold on.
Better record.
Better record,
It's a team.
So,
and they both got to
so
the
what
same
we talking about?
spot. So what are you talking about?
What are we talking about?
You better look at the games played. 73 games.
Oh
right?
my God, just admit you
More
wrong,
steals,
bro.
more
Please.
steals, more blocks. Way better field goal percentage.
Beat 'em
And
in the
then
head-to-head
look-
matchup.
And then look at the effective field goal percentage.
Beat him in the
Look at
head-to-head
that.
matchup. Explain that.
So again,
I'm around.
So again, what we're looking at, look at this with Kyrie Irving. Look at this. So the problem that you guys are
Kyrie Irving
failing-
doesn't play games.
What's this?
They played the same amount of games.
No, he played one
They
more.
played the same amount of
He
games.
played one more.
Yeah,
Hey, no,
one
he.
head-to-head.
Hey, JP, didn't you say that he shot? What was it? 48 versus 47.
Hold
Well, John Morant played one more game. He's better.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. See, here's the thing. And look at this. Right?
Ain't nobody checking
No,
for him.
Okay, you can say that, but the thing about it is what we all agreed on.
Dame's
what
not
we
better than
all
LeBron.
listen. What we all want to agree
He really
on,
not.
What we all agreed on is that as a basketball player,
He's a better rapper, James.
a basketball player should be judged
Definitely better
upon how he affects getting the ball in the basket and how he affects teams
One didn't
not
make the
getting the ball in
playoffs.
the other basket.
One didn't make the
So
playoffs.
anyway, I think that's it of my stats. All right, so we go back.
It
to
should
this.
be. This is horrible.
No, I mean, you say what you want. Say what you want, but John Morant is not a top 15 player. He has
Hey,
a
if you
lot
don't
of
like
highlight.
him, just
he
say
has a-
that, bro. You don't
No,
like John
he
Morant, just
don't.
say that, bro.
He has a lot of
Just say that,
highlight
bro.
plays, but
It's
he's
okay.
not a top 15
Hey,
basketball
can I
player.
JP? Can I give an analogy? You're that one dude that dated and I know you never. I don't think you've ever done this. You're that one dude that dated a blonde haired girl in school, and she cheated on you. So now every blonde haired girl is trash.
Oh, he never did that.
What does that?
Because he reminds you of one of your favorite players, and I got a stat for you with your favorite player that's gonna kill that whole argument.
I don't. First of all, he does no. That ain't got nothing to do with anything. The fact of the matter is, you guys ain't looking at what, like, if you're a basketball player, right? And I give you a choice between a player who can get the ball in the basket at a better percentage than what another player does.
I'm rolling with Ja.
Okay, that's fine. That's you, but I'm just showing you the facts that he's not as good as you think he is. That's all I'm saying.
He's
okay.
definitely
Now, with that being said, going into my top 15, I had Kyrie Irving at number 15. Kyrie Irving, his stats show he should be a top 15. He has the games played. He actually has a winning percentage with the games played. And we forget that when he was with the Brooklyn Nets was number 4 in the East before he asked for that trade. All right, number 14, I had De'Aaron Fox. Man, De'Aaron Fox, awesome point guard. Finally got some recognition. Finally getting them to the playoffs. Had the Kings. Okay, hey, but guess what though? I mean, that's fine. I had if you look, I had De'Aaron Fox at number 14, DeMontis at number 16. Great tandem.
But if he got in because of DeMontis, wouldn't DeMontis be on the?
Did we not just see De'Aaron Fox stats though?
I mean, like you guys. I'm looking at basketball. I'm not.
But he elevated because he had that player on his team.
I look at basketball. Okay. Number 12, I had Paul George. Now, I don't think Paul George was even in the honorable mentions, but Paul George, when he was on the floor, Paul George was amazing. And I don't think he gets a lot of respect that he deserves. But people forget that, man, when Kawhi went out in the last playoffs, he actually carried the Clippers. When you look at his stats too, man, he's averaging like 23 points a game. His expected field goal percentage is well into the 50s. So he deserves that spot. And he's still a very, very, very comparable two-way player. Number 11, I had LeBron James. Now, LeBron, I know it sounds crazy and it sounds weird, but the fact of the matter is LeBron James is getting older. And
you said this for 8 years.
Hold on, but listen.
Decade.
Going into next season, I don't think that he's going to be as motivated as he's been these last couple of seasons. Okay. And with that being said, I think that he's going to take. Right. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
You might want to look at the stats. You might want to look. Yeah,
please pull those up. Please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Please. Pull them up, please.
Yep.
Yes.
Please.
Top 10. Go ahead.
You will be put to shame.
No, we've already looked at it. That's the thing about it. You might want to.
No, JP, I think you're wrong, bro. Because I'm looking at his stats right now.
You pull up. We got the stats right here. And I want you to look at something. We're gonna look at it.
Where I had Jimmy? I have
Jimmy
LeBron.
Butler, right? The only thing I want you. We're looking at.
LeBron averages more boards and assists and blocks and steals.
Look at the field goal percentage. The field goal percentage from three.
What
the
this?
Free throw
okay, I'm done.
The free throw percentage and the effective.
You did me to myself.
Is that you guys are not? What you guys are? You're looking at just
pure
stats, and you're not looking at. You're not looking at what it takes for him to get there. So let's go on back to my list.
27.6.
I mean, like we got to look at other stuff besides just points, rebounds, and assists.
But you just gave that same argument with
John
Morant.
Said Jimmy Butler was overrated.
I just showed you with John Morant. I told you I was looking at his effective field goal percentage. John Morant is not efficient, and Jimmy Butler's his field goal percentage all across the board is better than LeBron.
Bro. So
who?
You said Jimmy Butler was overrated in the regular season. You don't like him.
I know, but you understand. I'm being objective with my list,
man.
I'm being objective with my list.
Okay, man.
All right. So Luka Doncic, I had him at number 9. I didn't have him at number 6. Let's see. And then Devin Booker, I had him at number 8. Dame at number 7.
A little low.
You thought Devin Booker?
That's a lot of
Booker? Devin Booker?
Cool.
Number 8.
They got Bradley Beal on the team, man. How you gonna be? I don't see him putting them same up numbers on.
Not crazy low, but just
I know. But see, I don't think points wise he'll be up. I think assist wise it'll be up. So that's why I
gonna have to be
number 8.
Yep.
Yeah. Number 7, Dame. Number 6, I got Kevin Durant. Number 5, I got Joel. Number 4, Jason. Number 3, Steph. Number 2, Jokic. And number 1, Giannis. So that's my list.
I'm taking KD over Joel any day of the week.
Guys, hey, let's get grades real quick. Let's get grades before we run from Boogie. Let's get grades real quick. Let's start with a hoop lover. Actually, like what do you grade Boogie's list on a elementary grade scale?
You don't want to do it.
Hard to say. I mean, these are all.
I mean, It could. I mean, it's all subjective, man.
It's all
opinion
subjective,
at the
and
end
he
of
made
the
some very valid points. I'm not gonna lie.
He made some. I mean, he made some great arguments, but y'all did too in terms of Ja. Like, I'm not convinced way on Ja yet, so
right. I mean,
I see where
Yeah,
y'all where JP coming from too, because he doesn't affect winning in the way we think he does, in the way we've been conditioned.
Mhm.
neither does Kyrie, but he's 15 on that list.
He's not 15 on my list. So
Yeah,
Kyrie ain't even on my list. Why is he on the list, bro?
So
that just shocked me. Like,
No,
I'm
it's because
Kyrie.
I'm gonna give
Kyrie-
this list. I'm gonna give this list I think it's solid. I think it's a solid list. I mean, there are some things I don't agree with. But
solid,
I'm
but
gonna give it a solid
I'm
B.
shocked by that 15.
You know what
I'm
saying?
gonna give him a B. I say B minus, like a 80, 84.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid
84.
B because the only thing I would because when you see my list, I mean me and him were both pretty much on par with our top 5. I mean, I kid you not. Well, actually, yeah, about really our top 5, we was really about literally the same. And then from there, I don't think that Jimmy is better than LeBron.
No.
Paul George is not on my top 15, and then De'Aaron Fox. So it's a solid.
Right.
I mean, it's a solid list. That's about it.
It's
Everything else,
solid.
top 5 for sure. We're there, but we just a few changes, but that's about it for me.
Me next.
Oh well, hoop lover. Let's stay right here. Hoop lover. Let's go. Let's stay here. Hoop lover.
Is this his list?
Yep.
Well,
that's
Go
it.
ahead.
Go ahead, my brother.
So yeah, I
Man, 13.
had
Jimmy above LeBron again.
Wow.
Hey, but look what Dame is.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's fine.
Not even above Jamal.
He shouldn't even be. Hey, at this point, he's on the cusp.
Man, come on, bro.
okay. So not
That's
show,
why.
not context, not
So
shown.
you were the reason he was number 7. Okay.
Not shown was Anthony Davis, Paul George, Kyrie Irving, John Morant, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, Kawhi Leonard, Zion Williamson.
Right.
Ooh, Zion Williamson.
What? This is a family show. Stop talking about him.
Not shown.
Don't Google him right now.
That's all mostly other than De'Aaron Fox and Trae Young and Zion, no, even including Zion. Oh, Bradley Beal and Kawhi. Like excluding those guys, Anthony Davis, Paul George, Kawhi, Kyrie, Ja Morant, Zion,
LeBron at 13 is wild.
Rosen.
Bro, that's crazy.
That was based on availability for those guys. This list would look a lot different if I could trust those guys. 15, Damian Lillard.
Hold on. Let's stay here.
Lillard. 14, Jamal Murray. LeBron, only because I think he's going to want to take a step back. It's not going to be. I wouldn't be surprised. Hang on. I wouldn't be surprised to see LeBron be top, 5 by the end of the year. It's just that I think he's going to want to spread the wealth a little bit in terms of the load that he's going to have to shoulder. Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker. I had Anthony Edwards number 9. Gilgeous Alexander I had number 8. KD, Luka, Steph. Like my top 5 were pretty much the same, but they were just interchangeable. Steph, Joel, Giannis.
Number 1.
Only because I think that he's gonna have to take that next step for them to be who we think he's gonna be, Jason Tatum. But I cannot argue with Giannis being number 1. Can't argue with Jokic being number 1. Like I went back and forth. I flip-flopped that top 5 probably 4 times before I sent it to David. So
Yeah.
I have no arguments against any of y'all's list either because
So Jason Tatum number 1. I mean, and I agree with you. I mean, when you really sit there and really, really think about it, like that's not hard to believe him being the number 1 player going into next season because we're talking about going into next season. So we saw what he was trying to do as far as beating Miami, but just running out of gas, getting injured. So, but let me go to the back half of this list, man. Dame Lillard at 15. Jamal Murray better than Dame Lillard. LeBron James. Jimmy Butler better than LeBron James.
I believe
Jaylen
I'll
Brown
take
better
the
than LeBron James.
Jimmy over LeBron, but Anthony Edwards at number 9.
Anthony Edwards at number 9.
Ooh, a little early.
Hey, my boy, you get a solid
Hey,
C plus.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Brandon. I gotta give you a C plus, but you jumped off a cliff with Anthony. You sound like me back in the day, man. Goodness gracious.
Hey, next year. Hey,
Dang,
next year.
that my
Hey,
cousin.
next
That my
year. I mean, when I
cousin.
say
I
next
ain't
year, I
put him
mean
on my
like
list.
2025. Hey, he may be there though.
Top 10 player to y'all?
No,
He might
Not
be.
yet.
He
Not
has
yet.
potential.
He coming though. And
He
same
coming.
way with Shea to
Hey,
me,
but
man.
you know what? I
they
mean,
coming for sure.
been-
he could very well next season pop up like what you're talking about, and then we all
I,
got.
I,
That's
I
what
do
I'm
think Anthony Edwards gonna be an all-star next season though.
projecting forward, bro. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah, projecting forward. I mean,
I did the same thing, kind
yeah,
of.
but yeah,
I'm
but
trying to just
you gotta crawl before you can walk. But you got to.
standing on the tabletops when they got in the playoffs a couple years ago, man.
Right.
And you can tell everybody.
Yeah, let's move forward. Let's see. I think I was next, man. Let me this up there, man. All right, man. Listen, bro. So for the audio people at
Oh, it
home,
was you too. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
Bet.
Now,
I'm an egg your house.
so no. So number 15 for me was Shea. Gildas Alexander. I think he had an excellent season. I mean, you know, the points that he put up, 30 points a game, 31 points a game, the efficiency, all that good stuff. Yes, on a bad team, but I mean, hey, you know, Dame did the same thing. So Kyrie Irving, number 14, listen, Kyrie Irving had a great season. And I think going into next season, staying with Dallas, I think he's trying to change the narrative that he has about his name. So I think he's motivated enough to.
Hey,
I
Sid,
think
can I
he is.
speak on that for a second?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take away from your list. I'm gonna be quick, but when it's all said and done with Kyrie, we're gonna say that he is and it's another hot take. He is the most misunderstood player in NBA history.
That's not that.
Agree with that.
That's not a hot take, man.
I think that's true.
We sitting there thinking this now.
Yes.
What is this boy thinking?
Number 13, Donovan Mitchell.
I could
Number
have.
12, Devin Booker. Number 11, Jimmy Butler. Number 10, Kawhi Leonard. I couldn't put Jimmy Butler quite over
Jesus,
Kawhi
Kawhi
Leonard.
at number 10 though.
Kawhi.
He don't play
fine, man.
games.
I was
When
with you
Kawhi-
up until Kawhi.
Listen, bro. Well, how many Kawhi played 59 games last year? Is that what
Yeah,
we
he
popped up there?
Played
So what are
limited
we talking
minutes
about?
too.
What are we talking about? Number 9, LeBron James. Number 8, Dame Lillard. Number 7, KD. Number 6, Luka Doncic. Number 5, and what's so crazy, if you guys look at how the list played out, LeBron was number 9, Dame was 8, KD was 7, Luka was 6, Joel was 5. I also have Joel at 5. Jason Tatum was 4. I got him that way. Number 3 was Curry. And then y'all just let me down. I had Jokic at 2 and Giannis at 1. So, what y'all think?
I actually give this list a B.
For B, bro.
Yeah, solid, man. Solid list. I hope
Yeah,
Kawhi
I mean,
plays.
I can understand the thought process with Kawhi, but I wouldn't have him at 10.
Yeah.
Not above Jimmy Butler, who just came back from the finals.
I
I
couldn't
just
put.
can't say Jimmy Butler is better than Kawhi.
And
I
Jimmy's
can.
younger
When
than
Kawhi's
Kawhi.
healthy.
Jimmy Butler's better than Kawhi.
When Kawhi is healthy, dog, I'm sorry. Jimmy Butler is not.
When is he ever healthy?
The best
Listen.
of his availability.
He's just not to me, he's just not a better player than overall, just a better player than Jimmy.
I agree with that. But when is he ever healthy, Sid?
He doesn't-
I mean,
not on the floor.
It's just hard for me to put it on him. It's just hard for me to put him over Kawhi. So he got to become.
But you gotta be plus. I could borderline A minus. Borderline A minus.
B plus. Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
I can't argue with the list.
Matter of fact, A minus 93. 93. I'm gonna give him a 93.
I'll take that.
A minus.
Now his
top
list better
five
than
is
mine.
legit though.
How is his list better than mine?
Because JP, you're just.
He got Shea on
He
it.
actually got
He got
Kyrie
Shea on it.
higher on the list than
He
I
got
did.
Shea on it.
No, but Shea,
That's not-
you didn't put Shea.
I don't have
You
Shea
put
on
Shea
mine.
on
I'm gonna
it.
keep it a bean.
Yeah, Shea hoop, dog. Shea
I
hoop.
have 8, maybe
Maybe.
too high. Maybe that's what.
But then plus I got LeBron at least top
I had
10.
him high too.
At least top 10.
Yeah, come on now. 11. Buy a shoe every year. I better not see you no LeBron's.
Well, I can't guarantee.
Hey, James, he
You
gonna
do
meet
make
up
some
with
good
us when we
shoes.
go out to do something and say, "Hey, you get those Jimmy Butler ones? Them JB ones?"
Yo, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Who we got next?
I'm big face coffee.
Nell. Oh, Nell
Yes,
put
sir.
okay, man. Nell put the
Hey man, detailed, man.
hey, details in there. Go ahead,
Detail,
bro.
man.
Well, I mean,
So
I got,
number
yeah.
yeah, so number 15, John Morant. Ja Morant. And the only reason he's lower on this list is because of the suspension. If it weren't for
Yeah.
that, it'd be higher.
So can I ask you
Um,
something? Just real quick about John Morant, number 15.
You've already went on your rant about John Morant.
No, because you and Chris was talk to me all through my list. So I get a chance.
Because it was trash.
No. So here's the funny
Taking in the
thing
West,
here's the funny thing that I noticed, right?
I'm fine in the West.
And the thing is you inadvertently told on yourself.
Fine in the West.
And I'm gonna tell you why. So who's the all-star? Who's the all-star? Who's supposed to be the lead man for John Morant?
Huh?
I mean, who's supposed to be the lead man for Memphis Grizzlies? It's John Morant, right?
Yeah.
So what I noticed is for Nikola, for Giannis, for Luka, it all says, led Milwaukee or led Denver to first place. But then on John Morant, it says helped Memphis finish second.
So it says it on Nikola Jokic too.
Huh?
It says it on Nikola Jokic too.
No. Look, it says Nikola led Denver to first place in West.
And helped Denver.
Led Giannis led Milwaukee.
Moving on,
first
man.
Place.
John Morant 15.
Led
man.
Boston to eat because look at what he did with Jason Tatum. Led Boston Eastern Conference Finals, but then look at what he said with Jaylen Brown. Helped Boston.
If you're
finish second in
listening to us on any audio, you need to go find us on YouTube, watch your narrative, so you can see
because you even know yourself that John Morant's not even supposed to be on that top 15 list. You know he don't
He's
affect the game
He's
like
on
you're trying to preach.
If Kyrie
all right, JP. All right,
Go ahead.
JP, man.
Go ahead.
You just
if
don't like
Kyrie
him. It's
can be on there,
okay.
John Morant can be on there. Anyways, John Morant, number 15. Number 14, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, up and coming. Scorer, doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Second in the East last season. I got number 14, Jaylen Brown. 13, Devin Booker. I would have had him higher, but I just don't know about this whole Bradley Beal thing. I don't know if he's going to score more. Is he going to play point? I don't know how the situation going to play out. But I still got him in my top 15. Number 12, Donovan Mitchell. Your bucket. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to do better and improve. I know they disappointed the first round, but
I don't.
We'll see how they go. Number 11, I had AD. Anthony Davis.
Way too.
Anthony Davis.
I don't know about that one either, Brusky. And your list is solid, believe it or not.
Outside of that,
got Anthony Davis. It's going if LeBron going supposed to take this back seat, who you going to take it to? Take the back seat to? Got to be AD, right? All right, bet. Number 10, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm telling you, he coming. He coming.
Yeah, but
you
he
gonna
ain't
see
there
him.
yet.
He is there. I think he's there.
He keeps having to stop to get gas, though, man. Is he ever gonna get there?
We're gonna see, man. And number 9, Damian Lillard. I feel like he's going to be playing in Miami. He's gonna be playing in Miami. And he's gonna instantly be the best player for the Miami Heat. Damian Lillard at 9. Number 8, and this was tough, man, because I usually have him in my top 5.
I cannot believe y'all. These David guys.
It's tough, man. But number 8, I got KD, man, only because of the injuries and stuff like that. But we all know he's a top 5
games, man.
player.
He played 49. 40, was it 47?
That's the only
47
reason.
said for the first time in his career. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. It's
And then number 7, I had LeBron James because of the age. And he's slowing down
a little bit.
No, yeah. And then number 6, I had Joel Embiid. MVP. Got to show him some respect. And then number 5, I had Steph Curry. I would have had him a little higher, but he's older now.
Yep.
The team roster worse.
Yep.
So he's gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting. And history has shown when Steph Curry has to do a lot of heavy lifting, he gets hurt. So I can't have him no higher than 5. Number 4, Jason Tatum. Number 3, Luka Doncic. Number 2, Giannis. And then number 1, Jokic, man.
I got a question, James.
Where is Jimmy Butler?
I got a question. No. We're not doing that, JP. We're not doing that. I have a question. Where in God's green earth is Jason Tatum up under Luka Doncic? The dude don't play defense. Off of defense alone, that makes Jason Tatum a better player than Luka. Come on, James.
That's that man list, man.
No.
Man.
Well, we here to grade it. because that is terrible. I'm sorry.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Jason,
Horrible.
that
But that being said, JP, what grade did I give you? An 85?
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
live.
I'm gonna give James 88. But I am disappointed Jimmy Butler's not on the list.
Jimmy Butler not being there, John Morant being on there, respectfully. And then I would flip. Definitely, I think Luka is not better than Steph or Jason Tatum or Joel Embiid for that matter.
I think Anthony Davis is too high. Anthony and Shea is too high.
Anthony on there too. I said solid.
I'm gonna give him an 80. I'm gonna give him an 80. Ooh, bro.
I'm sorry. It's all subjective, man. I know y'all didn't like my list, man, but I'm gonna go with a C plus.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a B plus.
Yeah.
I felt like a lot of us was looking at just like the points per game, the rebounds and assists without actually.
We're just projecting, JP. I think it's just more projected. If we came back in the season,
it is that too. Yeah, it is that too. We talking about going into next season. So
Luka over Jason is tough.
Availability. The same reason I kept Anthony Davis and Kawhi and Kyrie off. I had to keep Ja off just because of the games played.
Yeah,
and he missing 25 off rip next season too.
5 off rip.
Off top.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's see what we got next. Wavy.
Okay, so and you can because I have I was a little concerned about my list. I have my points, so if you want to argue, I will argue with you during this.
He never gonna argue. He argued with me at 15. I know he gonna argue.
Okay, so
you at 12.
So and 9. But I got
Jamal Murray at 11.
Yes, but we'll talk about it. So I got Anthony Davis at 15. I believe he's an elite elite defender. Period. When engaged, a post technician, MVP caliber player when engaged. We do know he's street clothes. We do know he strengths when the moment is huge. He do strength. Always trying to get workman's compensation and always on light duty. This man does not go to work. He does not go to work, man. He's one of them guys that, he get a paper cut and he's out for 5 days. Let's just be honest with Anthony Davis here. And to me, he defers to an aging LeBron entirely too much. LeBron has said multiple times, this is your team, this is your team, this is your team. I'm just here. I'm gonna help you pilot it, but this is your team.
Yo.
He's my number 15. Hey, Sarah, you
where's Donovan Mitchell? What are we doing? What is this?
I don't.
My God.
He's in my HMs. Well, I don't even think he's in my HMs. Is he?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not a believer in Donovan Mitchell. Y'all not gonna convince me on that. You're not gonna convince me on him. I don't believe in that dude. I'm sorry. I can make arguments for all these guys over him. As far as playoff pedigree, as far as regular season pedigree, I can make arguments. But let me just get them a list, please. And you can argue, JP especially because I did talk through most of his.
After he argued on everybody's list, he wanted to
get my respect. But I'm gonna keep it a big. The only one I'm gonna really let argue as I go is JP because me and him were going at it during that list. That was some mess. Number 14, Jimmy Butler, elite defender. To me, in the NBA, he has the best on-court motor in basketball, meaning he is always on go. He is a habitual late May, early June, still hooping type individual. Excellent teammate to guys who play as hard as him. He's a great offensive facilitator, and he paces himself during the season. So he doesn't have a really super, flashy regular season stats, but somehow his playoff runs are deeper than most, and I feel like he's got it figured out on how to do that instead of the whole load management deal.
Can I ask you something then?
Go ahead, brother.
Though I agree 100% with everything you just said. So why is Jamal Murray above Jimmy Butler?
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that. Because I'm gonna keep it a bean. That was I feel like he does not get the respect. When I get to Jamal Murray, I'll talk about it.
That man should have been an honorable mention, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. No,
20 points a game.
20
points a game and he a top 15.
He's also playing with a facilitator who passes it to everybody, who gets everybody going. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not.
But
it's not like
he's just 20 points a game though.
He ain't better than Kyrie.
I'll take Kyrie at this
He
point.
ain't better than Shea.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I mean,
Oh,
hey, they
he
ain't
cold
even on
now.
my
He
list.
cold
He
now. He
cold. He
cold.
cold, bro.
He cold.
It's
but
my
he-
list.
he-
It's
he-
my list.
he
It's
ain't
my
top
list.
15.
It's my
He ain't
list.
top
This is
15.
all to
Hey,
whatever you
and he ain't
said.
even number 15. He number
Ooh.
11.
Cap. All right.
Jesus.
I bet you play more games than AD.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and why is AD on the list?
Huh? Because we know what AD can do when AD's on the court.
Well, he
Um,
non-dimensional, man. Shut down.
Okay, so 13, I had Jaylen Brown. Another guy where's my paper go? Another guy who is an elite defender. He's an above average scorer. He gives good minutes for his team. I think that's a perfect spot for him. I think he was number 14 on the actual Watch Your Narrative list. At number 12, and I put a bail beside this, a bail emoji, because we know that he is serving a 25-game suspension. I got Ja Morant. He's an elite slasher, above average passer, and playmaker. Something that other guys on this list really ain't known for, but I don't understand how he didn't make the top 15. To me, in my opinion, he's a controlled, more efficient Russell Westbrook. He's
but he's not. But he's not. Look at the stats. He's not.
He's a supreme rebounder at guard. He's definitely the leading firearms enthusiast in the league. Again, we know that he's missing 25 games. He has the potential to have like a Steph, Kobe, MJ, Braun-like influence on the league if he can keep his head straight and to continue to improve his numbers. And let me give you a hot stat, Cedric Deloach. In D Rose's MVP, we're doing single seasons. In D Rose's MVP season, the Bulls were 18-9 without him. 18-9. So you telling me we can call that Bulls team right now and say, y'all are 18-9. That's pretty good. Y'all don't need Derrick Rose. Y'all play a little. It seems like y'all play a little bit better when he's not in the lineup. The Grizz.
Were we doing that list? Were we doing the list when Derrick Rose?
No, we weren't. But I'm bringing up stats because that's an MVP season, and Ja Morant could have been in consideration for MVP with these stats. The Grizz were 11 and 10. It's late, bro. I'm sorry.
Last season.
11 and 10 last season without Ja Morant, right? JP, that to me makes your point super weak. We got an MVP whose team went 18-9. So anytime a team has a winning record or close to winning record without their star player, they don't need them or they don't have any effect on them winning, right?
But Chris, the stats, the team stats show that's the statistically
by 1%, that don't count to me, bro.
No, it's what it should though. Because that lets you know, even if it's by
48
1% or
versus
not,
47. What is the
Ja
difference?
Morant doesn't affect winning. He does not affect the team as
48
like you think he does.
versus 40. Okay. Next,
And
Jamal Murray.
Both
worse
sides
is worse. Worse is worse.
Jamal Murray.
Great point there. Both sides.
Jamal Murray. And this is my hot take on Jamal Murray. After Kyrie Irving, he is to me the best shot creator in basketball.
Huh?
I mean, getting his own bucket. Yes. Yes.
Did Kyrie Irving die?
I literally said after Kyrie Irving. He's the best shot creator in basketball. He's the second best shot creator in basketball.
As like a point guard or
Kevin Durant? Did he die?
What?
Steph Curry?
No. I'm talking, bro. Have y'all watched
Luka Doncic?
No, absolutely not. I'm good.
Shot creators? I mean,
I'm good. I'm good. Second best. We've seen it. I watched them all playoffs and I watched them all in the last season.
Looking at these playoffs, man, and it got you all messed up.
No. Now we got crazy. He's not that good defensively.
It got you all messed up, man.
It really don't. Because one made the playoffs and the other one kind of didn't. With the Luka Doncic guy. Now we know he's not that good defensively and he relies on Jokic too much. He reluctantly runs the one at times. Now when I did mention this, his playoff gear is another level over the regular season, and he played better after his injury. Like KD, if you go look at his stats, and to me, he's one of the closers for the Nuggets. I mean, it's Jokic and him who are the closers for the Nuggets, but they usually go. If you look at the end of game stats, they usually are going to Jamal Murray to get those buckets. So we're in my top 10 now. I got Devin Booker at number 10. I think that's exactly where he was at on the Watch Your Narrative list. Light-skinned assassin, mid-range perfectionist, below average defender, could improve. And he showed signs in the series versus the Clippers, but we know he got exposed versus the Nuggets. And he's another player that I got to witness because I really started paying attention to him midway through the season. He can get nuclear hot like a Steph or Dame from the field. Now, he does benefit from having KD, so he won't see that many double teams like he used to. And he does not have a true point guard that can facilitate. I'm guessing they're going to either trade Ayton or let him run the one. But my biggest points with him, and the thing I love about him, he comes to work, and he's a model of consistency. If you look at his last 4 to 5 seasons, same across the board. Now, this season, we're probably going to see him take a bit of a dip, but right now, he's my number 10. Now, number 9, let's see, get my papers together. Because I know we're going to argue about this one. I didn't even, when I was typing this, I was like, man, I'm going to just die on this hill. I had Jason Tatum, bro. He's an excellent defender. He's an above average 3-point shooter. He is a guy that's tough and, got a deep, dense bag, but it seems like he falls short every year. And he exhibits the Mamba mentality at times, but it seems like it'd be the Mamba mentality when Kobe was just jacking shots because he didn't trust his teammates. So I got him pretty low on my list. I got another guy that was
LeBron.
Yeah. I'm taking Jason Tatum up. Yeah, I am. I'm sorry. I just feel like
he's taking LeBron over Jason Tatum.
He's a bit. Yes, I like facilitate. For me, on my personally, I like facilitators of the offense. I like guys that can get other guys open. Jason Tatum he is looking for his own shot every time down the court. I feel like his 4.6 assists needs to come up, JP. What 5 assists? That's just not enough. That's not enough. You're too talented and you draw too many defenders for you to average 4.6 assists. I get they want him to shoot the ball, but no. At 8, I got Embiid. He's a post technician, of course. He's an excellent rebounder, but he's always out of shape. And this is the first season where we've seen him actually come in and go for it. And it was great. But guess what? He got tired during that second round versus the Celtics because he's always recovering from not being in shape at the beginning of the season. He's definitely an improved shooter. Excuse me. I'm at 8. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Brian because I really don't. That's all I got on Embiid. Really, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't really I'm not too high on Embiid at all. Now, number 7, I got LBJ. We know he got that championship DNA. We know he's an elite playmaker. And playmaking, let me tell you something. That weighed heavy on my list is, can you make other players around you better? And if LeBron wasn't, what is he, James? 38, 39? About to be 40?
Yeah, about to be 39.
If he wasn't 39, LeBron would probably be in my top 5. I'm not gonna lie. But he's the definition of the model of consistency. If you go and look at his stats, he hasn't tailed off yet. And we be saying it every year. This is the year. I said it at the beginning of in the first episode, I think, of this trio. He gonna fall. He gonna temper off, and he never does. And he had those Wembanyama type expectations and met them. He's an underrated defender, and I mean, I put in 3 bold letters. OLD. He's old, and I mean, the second best player of all time. But I got him at number 7 going into this year. I just feel like until he curtails off and until he tails off, I don't got him nowhere. Now,
can't argue with that.
James is gonna get ill at me about this next one, but I gotta go with Dame, bro. And when I was looking up Dame's stats, I did not realize he had a career high in points per game and assists, and he can get you at least 5 boards a game. He's the second best shooter in the NBA after Steph Curry. He is the embodiment of leadership. Now, he is a habitual second-round exit guy. He's had success with literally no other All-Stars beside him, and I triple-checked that fact, and JP is right. But I'm going to tell you, Dame is, to me, he's in my top 6, but he is in the category right now. Now, if he goes to Miami and wins the chip, that's different. But right now, he's in that category with Carmelo, T-Mac, and AI. Tough, but can't get it done, and are too delusional to maybe lessen their role to win. So we'll see what he does on his next team. I don't think you can win with him as the number one option. Number 5, I got Luka Doncic. 32.2 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, 8.0 assists. He averages 1.4 steals, which is actually a lot. He averages more than a couple of the guys below him, which I was shocked on that one. He's a crafty scorer, 0 defense. He is a cone, but he's an offensive facilitator, and I put that in cap locks. I said he was the Caucasian James Harden as of now, but he has the potential to be the new Bron after LeBron retires. And as of right now on the court, until D-Book beats him or Chris Paul beats him, he's their father on the court. I'm sorry. The way he did them a few years ago, I cannot get that out of my head. I'm sorry. Going into there in a game 7 in Phoenix and blowing them out like that is insanity. Number four, I got Kevin Durant. Definitely the model of consistency over the last 4 to 5 seasons. He did play 47 games last season, which is tough. 2-time Finals MVP. He does enjoy stacked teams, but I'm diverge on that for a little bit. Let's be real here. Nothing like playing on a team with a bunch of other good players where you don't have to worry about if this player is going to come to play or if this player has enough talent to keep up with you.
Man, no. But see, that's to me, that's taking the easy way out, man.
JP. Let's keep it a beam, bro.
He too good of a player to
I get that, but
be dealing with that?
But when you're sometimes when you're super talented at something, you want to play with people that are either equally as talented as you or on the precipice of being as talented as you. You don't want to look across the way and you trying to uplift this dude that clearly just don't got it. You know what I'm talking about? Because to me, in my opinion, me and you are pretty decent amateur hoopers. We pretty decent. And when me and you see people, when me and you know we got that one weak link on the team, you don't always want to uplift that weak link. And for a fact.
No, because I'm actually different. I actually want to play against them.
Play against what?
I want to play against talent.
I do too, but I also want people that I know can get it done with me. I think Kevin Durant is just as competitive as everybody else. But in my opinion, he's the greatest pound for pound scorer of all time. He's the definition of efficient. He's a solid defender. He's quite now. His drawbacks to me is he's quietly emotional, and sometimes he's too concerned with people that are not on his level. Like why do you have burners? This affects his game on the court, in my opinion. And now he was a consistent employee years ago, but now he calls in a whole lot. Number 3, I got Steph Curry. Definitely the model of consistency. Champion on the team that drafted him. That weighed big for me. This top 15. He comes to work, but he does call out a lot also. He's the undisputed greatest shooter of time. You got to guard him at half. Light-skinned assassin. He gave LeBron 3 of his finals losses, which is, a pretty wild stat. He can defend at times, but also he can get picked on. And my last point on him was in cap locks, he's better than Dame. Number 2, what you say, JP?
Chill. I do agree with the statement, though. He is better than Dame for sure.
Number 2, I had Giannis, the model of consistency over the past 4 to 5 seasons. They literally have not taken a dip at all. Champion on the team that drafted him. He comes to work. He still hasn't developed a jumper, but who needs a jumper when you're 6'11", you're built like a Ford Super Duty, and you can hug 2 San Antonio women at the same time, and y'all can YouTube Charles Barkley to see what I'm talking about. Basically, his arms are long. Giannis is definitely the second best player going into this season. He got hurt in the playoffs. He got beat by this team. He came back and still got beat by an 8th seed. It's just that weighs on my mind going into next season. And then my number 1 is Nikola Jokic. Model consistency, as we know, champion on the team that drafted him, and that feat has not been accomplished by many. If you go and look, he comes to work. He's extremely unorthodox with his play style, but somehow, like some of the elite defenders that we thought were going to stop him, such as Anthony Davis. We thought that, with DeAndre Ayton's athleticism, we thought he was going to cause him some problems. He didn't. We know that he had a Serbian upbringing, and it was kind of rough if you look at his story. So I think that plays into his play style. And as of right now, to me, he is the best player in the world, and that's my top 15.
So, am I? Yeah, we are. Okay, so let me talk about this real quick. So,
Go ahead, brother.
I actually don't think the list is that bad. I think your emotional attachment to KD got the best of you, though, to put him at the top 5.
How? Because of the 47 games?
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's the fact that Jason Tatum is so low.
Because I think if you take Jaylen Brown off that team, you gotta. I've said it for 2 straight episodes. I don't think he can. He can't. I've seen KD power teams by himself back in the times that Jason Tatum is playing in now. So I have not seen Jason Tatum do that.
I watched Jason Tatum put hands on Embiid literally this last postseason.
Embiid was not engaged.
It don't matter.
It's fresh. It's fresh. I agree. And say it. I did. Let me tell you. Y'all said that y'all. What was it? Y'all said y'all top 5 or whatever. My 6 through 10 was so tough, and I basically had to go with who would Christopher Taylor, who would he rather play with? And the guys that I play with, the guys that I put above him, either are immaculate defensively or they're good facilitators. So, they display both. So, I mean, that was my reasoning on it, really. But go ahead.
I would probably say, of course, the only name that just don't fit at all.
It's Jamal Murray. You're gonna say Jamal that, but I'm a believer. But here, I'll show y'all. Hey, say it. I've been right before, bro. But
you called y'all, and don't get me wrong.
Whoa!
I'm not.
Called y'all. What are we still really trying to say?
JP, literally every national. Wait, JP, wait.
I'm not mad.
This is watch your narrative. Literally every national list has Ja Morant in their top 15 players. We're talking about ESPN analysts and everybody else.
Hey, hold on. So let me ask you this.
You just don't like him.
What was Ja Morant all NBA this year?
I don't think he had a chance to be. I don't think he qualified. Did he?
I'm just asking.
Games. He played 61 games.
Yeah, he played 61 games, and that I mean.
Oh no, he wasn't, bro. He wasn't.
Damian Lillard was all NBA.
We don't. Nobody checking for Dame now.
I'm just saying. If the NBA as a league is saying he's not top 15.
Wait, JP? That's kind of a bogus question to ask me. Did I have Dame over Ja?
No, I'm saying why are you saying that you're right about Ja Morant being a top 15 player when he's not?
Because
he didn't even make top 15 on this list.
This is watch your narrative, and the points you brought up were valid. But if you go look at the points that the analysts that have been doing this for way longer than us brought up, they're valid.
They're wrong.
Too.
They're wrong.
Okay. All right.
They're wrong. That's why we do this here. Watch your narrative.
we have the true analysts. The true analysts. We're the true.
Listen. But listen. Look, with Ja Morant, man, you can't go wrong with Ja Morant. I mean,
as far as a grade though, I want to know what my grade is.
I give you a C plus. I think yours was definitely better.
Hey, I want to drop JP's down to a C plus too.
Oh my god, I think it's definitely better than James.
So yeah, I would say the Jamal Murray one is what dropped it down for me. So I would say a B minus. But and that's mainly because of Jamal Murray, because I think it's a solid list. But then
when look at this list.
You put KD. Well,
he's number 4 on this list.
I see that. But
Kawhi. Ooh,
yeah. Kawhi.
Anthony Davis. Ooh, and LeBron.
Keep going.
Ooh, there go Shay.
Dang.
There you go, Dane.
Whoa, and
Donovan.
Mitchell.
Well, where John
Whoa.
Moran at?
Well, John Moran there, man.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, there
there
you
you
go.
go.
Okay, what was the
Right where I
concern?
had him. Right where I had him. Right where
Right on the
I
James
had him.
Harden.
Hey, okay, so after I'm gonna keep it a B. This is can I I can't see myself. I'm on my cell phone right now because my iPad died on me.
A showstopper who does the unthinkable each and every night.
And has
Right
about
now.
2 failed dunks.
Listen to me, JP. I right now at whatever time it is in Talladega, Alabama, I'm going to concede defeat
Oof.
on John Morant.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It wasn't
concede
me.
defeat.
It was the numbers, man.
And
I have
also,
to.
25 game suspension. Like you got to keep. Like to me,
I gotta
is
concede
probably
defeat
the
on there.
biggest thing.
In my heart of hearts, I think he is perfectly placed on my list. But as far as the 25 games it says displayed, and as far as the losses, I mean not the lot, but the win shares and all that stuff, he got a little bit of work to do. But I think I will say this. He will be on the top 15 list. My camera just dropped. The top 15 list next season. Guaranteed. Book it now. Even with a 25 game suspension. Book it now.
And
Book it now.
I won't argue with
I hate
that
to say it.
because
I think
I
John
hope
Morant
that
gonna
he
take a
will
step
be.
back. I don't think he's focused.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna actually
He
say I
ain't got no
don't
choice
agree
but
with
to
that.
be
I
focused,
think that,
JP.
yeah, he got no choice because now when you're talking about money, when you're talking
Lost 50
mainly
M's because of
money,
this.
like he's losing endorsements. I think this is an eye open. If it's not an eye opener,
50 M's said 50 M's off of 25 games.
Then he's Johnny football all over again. If it's not an eye opener.
Ooh, what a comparison.
But if this opened his eyes, then I think that I agree with Wavy that this dude could come back after them 25 games on a mission.
Also,
but you know what? I hate to say it, man, and I don't want to go too deep and delve in this because I know this has been a very long recording. My issue with John Morant and the whole situation that he's in is that and this may sound crazy, man, but the way how his daddy be acting on the sideline.
yes,
let
you're
me
right.
know that he ain't got nobody. He ain't got nobody that is going to tell him that he wrong.
You know what type of dad?
And then every situation that he got involved with off the court, it's been like because of his mama.
I agree.
His mama calling him to come take care of something. Like he a thug.
That's that we getting. I mean, we getting a little personal there. I'm not gonna lie, but it's the truth. And JP, I gotta tell you this. You know what type dad John Morant needs? It's not a T Morant. You know what he needs? Because this dude don't get enough credit. And I feel like his son should have been on the honorable mention. He wasn't on mine, but he was close. He needs a LeVar Ball in his life. Like legit. That's what John needs. John needs a LeVar Ball, somebody that's gonna keep him focused on the task at hand. Now, LeVar Ball's been quiet lately, but he's still very active in LaMelo's life. I feel like LaMelo could have been on this list if he hadn't got injured and continued to play the place. I mean, not top 15, but he would have been in the honorable mentions.
Yeah,
but
Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be straight this season. I do.
Yeah. Well,
I think they're gonna be straight.
Well, yeah. So let's recap, guys. Let's recap. Top 15. For one. This was an interesting way to go with the list. I think everybody had interesting takes as far as like why they had certain people on their list, whether it was John Morant, whether it was Jamal Murray, whether it was De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis as an honorable mention. Like the NBA, first of all, is in a good place. Great place. I think there's a lot of great young players. You worry about guys like when Carmelo gets older and LeBron gets older, and that we seen Dwayne Wade already retire. That's the generation we come up on, and then next thing you know, you're like, who's next? And then you see Jason Tatum, you see Joel Embiid, you see Luka Doncic. The league's in a good place.
It is.
But so you can't go wrong with any of these people. But let's do a little recap. for the people in the audio world and on YouTube. Watch Your Narrative podcast. Let's talk about how this list panned out. Number 15 was from the LA Lakers, Anthony Davis. Number 14 from the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown. Number 13 from the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. Number 12 from the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Number 11 from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Spider Mitchell. And then our top 10, number 10, Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns. Number 9 is LeBron James from the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 8 from the Portland Trail Blazers, hopefully soon Miami Heat, Damian Lillard. Number 7 from the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant. And number 6, Luka Doncic from Dallas Mavericks. Top 5. Number 5 from the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid. Number 4 from the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. Number 3 from the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry himself. Number 2 from the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And number 1, the Finals MVP, 2-time MVP, Nikola Jokic. Very well deserved for Nikola Jokic. Last time we did this at number 8, but now really earning exactly what he deserves. So guys, you've seen it here first. You've seen it here first. You've heard it here first. If you're listening on the audio world, I also want to make sure that I mention that Spotify is now the home of Watch Your Narrative podcast. So you can go to Spotify for podcasters, and you can be able to see all of our polls. You can talk with us. You can interact with us. And guess what, guys? You can even send us a voice message. Guess what? If you want to give us your take, if you want to tell us, hey, guys, watch your narrative, you can go tell us on Spotify for podcasters. Also, to go to Spotify, you can listen to us there. You can find us on Amazon. You can find us on iTunes, Apple Music. You can go find us on iHeartRadio. We're everywhere, guys. And most importantly, go find us on YouTube. Especially this episode, these last couple episodes, you're going to want to find us on YouTube so you can see all the content, see all of the stats that we showed. So, guys, thank you so much for the support. Watch Your Narrative. You have now listened and seen the top 15 players going into next season. Watch Your Narrative. We're out.
Let's go.